Well, hello everyone. Some technical problems, but I think we've managed to solve them. And hopefully you can hear us and see us. Let us know in the chat if everything is going well. We're glad to welcome you. We're Grandmasters Alexandra Kosteniuk
and Pavel Tregubov.
Yes, and we'll be watching together with you the European Corporate Chess Championship 2025 that just started a few minutes ago in Asnières-sur-Seine, very close to Paris, France. And we have quite a lot of teams, and the action is already taking place.
Yeah, it started just a few minutes ago, and you can see on your screen the games from the match of favorite team, Greco from Ukraine, and here we have Igor Kovalenko, the leader of this team, playing with black against French player Tozak Pierre-Yves on the first board.
And yeah, we probably should say a little bit about the event itself and how it's going to unwrap. So it's a team event, as you've probably already known. It's a 9-round event. So today they're going to be played 4 rounds, followed by 5 rounds tomorrow. And it's a corporate championship, meaning that it's teams from different
enterprises.
Yes. Yeah. Well, there are different definitions, but each team is allowed to have only one player rated above 2400, and during each round only 2 players that are not employees of this enterprise can take place.
So this is already the 8th or 9th edition of the European Corporate Chess Championship. So the first one was also held in Asnières in 2017, so like 8 years ago. And the event is getting more and more popular in the business society, and more teams participate in the event from year to year. So last year the winner was Europe Echec team. Europe Echec is the famous chess reviewer. And this year, I'm not sure this team is even participating.
Me neither. No, it's not. It's not. But okay, there are 54. Well, it was before that. I'm not sure. We have to check the composition and if there are like everyone's gotten there. Well, 53 apparently.
Yeah,
53 teams are in action, and each team has. Well, each match has 4 boards, so like 4 players versus 4 players, but each team has the right to have 5 players registered, and they can decide whoever is going to participate in every single round. So like the system is similar to the Chess Olympiad, I think, to European Team Chess Championships, to Euro Cup that we've just seen. I think it's exactly the same regulations.
Yeah. More or less the same. The team composition is similar to all those professional events. What is different? Yeah, so this, as Alexandra mentioned, it's a Swiss system, 9 rounds, match points count, which means that it doesn't really matter what score is in any single match is. So like 3-1 or 4-0. And the winner team will get just 3 points, and the team that lost will get 1 point. So the score doesn't really matter. Score matters only for tiebreaks, eventual tiebreaks. This is important. What else could we say? So the time limit is a bit different from the classical FIDE rapid time control. Usually we use, usually 15 minutes plus 10 seconds increment is used nowadays in professional rapid events. Here we have 15 minutes plus 5 seconds, which get game more dynamic, of course. And according to my own experience, so this time limit is quite tricky, because when you have 5 minutes on the clock, you start playing rather thoughtfully, let's call it thoughtfully, less slow if you want. And at some point, with only 5 seconds increments, you risk to get in severe time trouble if you don't change your rhythm, which is not simple actually. So when you get to use like an average, let's say 30 seconds per move, at some point you're required to switch to 5 seconds. It's quite challenging. So the severe time trouble and many mistakes in those time trouble are expected on this event. So okay, let's study one by one the matches of the favorite teams. So the first one, as I mentioned already, is the team number one of the event is Greco.
It's by rating, right?
Yeah, yeah. If by average rating, I'm not sure if 4 players average rating is taken.
I never know.
Or 5. So no, okay. For our purpose, it doesn't really matter. So the first team is Greco team.
Yeah, we can close. The Greco team 2400, the average rating.
Yeah. So as we already mentioned, the game is headed by Igor Kravalenko, is famous grandmaster from Ukraine. Then we have
3 international masters.
Yeah, 3 international masters, which is quite impressive. So
almost a professional team.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think we've mentioned, but there should be 1 player over 2400, but there also, like, the requirement is to have per match at least 1 player below 2000. So it's similar to World Rapid team that happened to like FIDE World Rapid and Blitz team championship.
Right. So like we call it
amateur board.
Yeah, recreational board, we call it, yeah. Okay, the second team is just a second.
It's back. We need to go back. The second team is Global Ramblers, also a pretty strong team, 2330 average rating, with the Grandmaster Gleb Dudin heading the team. And actually, when we look at the boards, if we can see a board, there is already a Grandmaster encounter in the first round, like between Dudin and Moussard. Gleb Dudin and Jules Moussard are playing now for their teams. Yeah, so Global Ramblers also a lineup is pretty impressive, with 1 Grandmaster and 3 international masters taking part.
Yeah, I would even say that the teams in reality are even stronger they seem to be, because the composition is done by rapid rating. And the most of players have their rapid rating much lower than the classical and, let's say, real strength. So we can definitely say that the majority of players are underestimated. Underrated.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a common problem nowadays, because there are so many players that sometimes don't play professionally or don't take part in rated events, but they do play recreationally. They do play a lot of games online, and those who work, for example, who are not professional chess players but have other like professions, they still enjoy chess, and that's the beauty of the game, that it can unite many people, not necessarily like top level chess players, but also like those who don't have time to play chess professionally, but they nevertheless they do play a lot online. Specifically, they don't have rating, so they like the real rating, their official rating doesn't reflect their real strengths. But yeah, if we talk about this encounter on the second board, so we have Jules Moussard is playing for what team? If we go down, don't have a mouse here. So it's Global Rumblers versus Swiss to 12, team from Switzerland. And Jules Moussard is playing on the first board of this team. And yeah, we do have a Grandmaster encounter already here. Yeah, so it's a very like high level game that started with a Rati opening. And we do have team compositions, right? Okay, we can have a look at team compositions and we can discuss it briefly so the spectators understand. So we're gonna open it as well for ourselves. So yeah, I think more than 30 countries, companies from more than 30 countries are represented and taking place. So quite a wide representation, we can say, with many grandmasters, like including such big names as Veselin Topalov, Igor Kovalenko we mentioned, for the French spectators, Jules Moussard, Laurent Fressinet, Marc-André Maurizi, also Erwin Lamy, so quite a field.
Yeah, quite impressive field. So I would say about 20 or even more grandmasters participating in this event, which is...
Yeah, I think about 17 or 18, I've seen the numbers. So yeah, and at the same time, okay, so some companies take it seriously. Clearly, if you have if you invite a grandmaster of such a high caliber as Veselin Topalov, you're clearly aiming to win the event. I mean, it's not just, to enjoy and to talk and to have fun, while some others consider participation is to be the key of the event, and they represent themselves by actual workers of the companies, by employees of the companies. So there are different approaches. We can argue which one is the most,
common, yeah?
Well, I mean, it depends. It's very individual, I suppose. So again, there are many companies and many approaches. And here is this kind of event. I think, still, me as a professional chess player, I see that the most important thing here is
to communicate,
between people,
socializing and networking.
Exactly. And chess here can be used as a useful tool to unite people from different areas. Like there are companies from a digital world or from finance and from
for any technologies and
banking. Field,
whatever.
And exactly. So that's what makes it beautiful. So people can talk, communicate, have fun, and be united by the game of chess. But of course, there are still those companies who take it seriously. I mean, seriously meaning aiming to win. Since there is a European title at stake, and it's quite a prestigious title in their point of view to fight for. And yes, so we do see some grandmasters taking place, and already on the first round we see a grandmaster duel. And yeah, it's a very interesting line that I play myself with black. A very sharp line. The pawn structure here is quite dubious for black, like you see a lot of weaknesses, but at the same time black is getting something back, some initiative, and white often wins a pawn, but
the pawn is not maybe that important in this position, because the d4 pawn is sort of the late pawn, and black has very nice square d5 for his pieces. So now black knight is hanging to d5, and
what happened then?
This gives black sort of counterplay.
Okay, so that's the is it the current position? I'm not sure how it's updated. Yeah, let me. That's the current position. So some complications, and yes, so we've briefly discussed the time. The time limit is 15 minutes plus 5 seconds for each move. So each player gets 5 additional seconds. It's not a 10 seconds indeed, and when players are going to be running low on time, we're gonna feel the tension. And yes.
So we explained already, it's not easy to switch from the initial rhythm to 5 seconds per move at some point, and yeah, we will see a lot of drama. I'm pretty sure I will have a lot of drama in time troubles here. Okay, maybe let's go back to the first match, and let's see what's going on in the match of
for example,
the Greco team.
We can have a look at the position from the first board, because I'm not sure. I think that some of the games already finished. And go there just to be sure. Yes, so Igor Kovalenko won, Roman Dikterov won. So there are just 2 games that are still in progress. So for the moment, Greco is leading 2-0, and it's a Swiss system, meaning that like the tournament is divided in 2 parts: the top part by rating and the bottom part. And the first rated team is playing the first team from the bottom half in the Swiss pairings. And okay, maybe it's too complicated, but I'm saying that it's normal for rating favorites to win in the first round. Actually, in the first 2 or 3 rounds, we can expect an easy run for rating favorites.
Higher rated teams.
But yes, nevertheless, as Pavel mentioned, like many players are underrated, definitely, and rating here, since they are not professional chess players, rating doesn't always reflect their real chess strengths, and I'm sure we will be able to see some upsets.
But okay, anyway, the first match seems to be quite easy for the Greco team. They're leading 2-0 and also pushing hard in 2 remaining games. So let's see what's going on in the second match of the second highest rating team, Global Ramblers.
I'm not sure we can see all the games, though.
They're also leading 2-0, so they won on board 3 and 4 already. And okay, let's stick to this game. There's Duden Musar, which seems to be quite interesting. And also Global Ranking are also winning on board 2. Sorry, so they will be winning 3-0.
Yeah. On the screen, we can see now Musar and Dudin. Right now, I have a small screen, but the spectators can see it a little bit in bad definition. And we see that probably 3 boards already over. Yeah.
Yes. It should be 3-0 for Rambler.
I'm not sure if there is some kind of delay, like anti-cheating delay or not, because I see that it's going on still. No. Okay, why it won't? So 3-0 for Ramblers, for Global Ramblers for the moment, and 1 game is still in progress. And well, it looks like, okay, White has a pair of bishops, but they're not that impressive, those bishops in this particular position.
Yeah, there are some nice squares for the Black Knight, and also double pawn on the king side, so the king is a little bit exposed, which also matter
quite a lot. White has 3 minutes, Black has 4 minutes, so 1 minute advantage for Black for the moment. It can also mean quite a lot in rapid and blitz time controls, time advantage. Of course, it's not as important as material advantage, but can be quite significant. If you're running very low on time, if you're getting very low on time, you're under enormous pressure to make your decisions really fast, and that can influence the way you play. Yes, the question is in the chat. By the way, if there are spectators who are supporting one team or another, you can let us know in the chat of the broadcast on YouTube, and we will try to also to have a look at the progress.
Yeah, to pay more attention to those matches where your teams are participating.
And so one question in the chat is are any females players play?
They do, but it's not mandatory.
Yes, it's not an obligation, but I saw Olga Badelka, I saw Almira Skripchenko already, well, from those who I know, like the names of, but there are also many others who I don't like. They are not professional players, so I might not be not know the names, but for sure there are many female players are taking part, which is great. And what do we have on the board? On the board, Black has some serious compensation, right, for the sacrificed pawn.
If you ask to play this position, would you opt for black or white?
Well, since the king is so exposed and it's a rapid game, I think it's easier to play for black. Although, like the evaluation, as we can see, the val bar next to the board indicates that it's approximately equal. But still, like it feels that it's more comfortable to play with black pieces.
Yeah, I agree. I would also pick black. Yeah, definitely. That's quite easy play, and especially in the rapid game. So I can transfer his knight to d5 or remain on c4.
But okay, a pawn is a pawn.
Pawn is a pawn. Yeah, no, objectively position is not clear, but somehow I would if I'm asked to play this position, I would pick black.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's going on in other matches? Let's check meanwhile.
Unfortunately, I cannot show like many games to the spectators. I can show only 3 games that are being played, like from the first and second match. But you can have a look at the results. But so far, as we've said, like in the first round, usually, I mean, it's like it's a very rare event if a rating favorite
loses points in the first rounds. Yeah, that's true. So it's very unlikely that any of favorite teams would lose points. It also valid for individual competitions, but for for team competition, sorry, it's even more reliable expectation to say that the favorite teams will score maximum of possible points in first rounds.
But okay, there are match points which are crucial because that's the first factor that's taken into account in terms of who is leading the event. But board points are also quite important. And
in case of tie, they will matter.
Yeah, tie breaks usually those board points are taken into consideration. And if 2 teams, for example, share the first place with the same number of match points, then the board points
we'll decide. We'll decide. Yeah.
And so the first, like on the first board in the first match, Greco is leading 2-0. Global Rumblers are leading 3-0. But okay, Global Rumblers against Swiss to 12. It's a Grandmaster encounter on board number 1, quite a tense encounter where White has an extra pawn, a pair of 2 bishops, but Black managed, well, for the moment, they're kind of blockading those pawns, so you don't really feel this extra pawn. And yeah, time pressure is coming up. So 1 minute for White, 1.5 minutes for Black. And yeah, you can see that Black played knight b6, trying to transpose the knight to d5, trying to blockade those like this extra pawn on d4 for sure. And also, okay, opening up the c file. And it's always nice, like when you see a move of your opponent, you usually ask yourself what is the reason behind it. Yeah, clearly Black was heading to d5, and that's why White played bishop e4. They probably want to capture on d5 or even play f5 if Black plays knight d5 immediately.
Yeah, otherwise putting more pressure on d5 square. which is quite well. No, I'm
You're switching.
I'm like in more and more wide position.
Okay. Good. Well, we will see now, like seconds. It's very hard, of course, to commentate because now moves will come faster and faster and faster, and players will need to be not only precise but also like additional 5 seconds is not enough. It's just enough sometimes to make a move. Okay, the stakes are not so high yet because it's just the first round, but it's a great warm-up for those two grandmasters, for sure. Okay, nevertheless, knight d5 was played after some
Bishop s3 instantly, yeah?
Bishop e3, not f5, not bishop takes d5. Yeah, I was expecting some
action, yes.
Some action, yeah, but
f5 was very interesting. If you can illustrate some...
Well, I like this move in order to... Well, I like moves that, are made under... But usually we don't expect a piece to be put under so many attacks, but that's why...
Although e takes a5 is not possible because black is losing the piece, but g takes a5...
Well, I was thinking about
bishop h6
and then play...
Maybe bishop h6?
Bishop h6,
but,
wow.
Yeah, but king h8 then, yeah?
Yeah, okay. Well, okay.
So maybe it's early, so white is not ready yet for...
It doesn't really matter now because I think the game is already taking another turn. So now b4, a takes b4. Bishop takes...
Oh, at h5, h4, I'm not sure about this move.
Yeah, why?
It's open the king is even more, so...
White's king, you mean?
White's king, yeah.
But okay, as you can see, it's like h5 is already on the board. And yeah, like moves are coming fast. So like rook b8 attacking the pawn, rook d2 protecting the pawn. Sometimes it's all about very basic things, like especially on seconds. Rook b3, pinning the bishop, preparing probably a3 or something. Or maybe preparing to double queen b5 and rook takes b2.
Putting more pressure on b2 pawn. And just activating his rook.
Okay.
Okay, takes.
And every move you make, you get this additional 5 seconds that are needed, that are very much needed.
But meanwhile, I can say that Greco team won very convincingly 4-0 the first match, and it seems to be in good shape.
Well, too early to say still, just the first round.
But okay, yeah, still at the moment. Okay, capture on d5. That's somehow... I don't like very much this decision, but okay, it's understandable. In then trouble, you tend to do some simple moves.
Exchanges, but f5. I'm
f5, yeah.
I don't care about this b2 pawn.
Oh yeah, f5 was too tempting. Yeah.
Well, okay, but when you're commentating, it's so easy to give up
material.
Oh, it's so easy. Yeah, you do it all the time. While when you're playing, you're not that.
Okay. Queen f5 looks very natural, yeah.
But queen e2 looked like the move in the wrong direction.
Yeah. Too passive, I would say. Bishop g4. Okay, black will not exchange queens, I'm pretty sure.
Of course not. Okay, queen e4. Yeah, probably.
Queen f4, queen b1.
Alert, tactical alert. It's a threat.
Queen f3 would be played, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. But now queen f5, queen takes d5 as a possibility. F5.
Oh, f5. Oh.
Wow, interesting. E takes f6, en passant. This beautiful pawn move en passant. Although queen takes e4 was the move to consider. Anyway, I think it was interesting to exchange the queens. Nevertheless, how to activate the rook? Rook c2 maybe, because I don't like the rook on d2. Yeah, well, at least now I am reading.
Well, the problem is that now black's king is also very exposed.
Yeah.
So Jules changed his mind. So he realized that his king is also in danger, and finally changed. Looks drawish now. Looks very drawish, but okay, black is not worse probably. Yeah.
No, with the bishop on it.
Yeah, bishop s3 is very ugly.
Very, very ugly. Back to h4. He changed his mind, so
It should be draw.
He's going to c1, probably somewhere to c1 to protect the pawn. And then to release the rook, because right now the rook is guarding this pawn, and actually it has to protect it, because if the pawn on b2 falls, then this pawn is going to be a queen very soon. So white has to be very careful, and it's difficult to stay so passive with the rook. So that's why the king is coming to c1 to protect the b2 pawn and to let this move available for moves.
Yeah. King c1.
Okay, rook b4 probably.
Rook c5 then.
Oh, king d6, right?
King d6, yes. That still seems very drawish.
d2, oh my god.
Very solid, very solid, very solid.
Very solid. Yeah, white is of course playing only for a draw here, while black can try to improve the position.
Not.
You don't believe?
Not very easy. Yeah.
But look at the pieces.
Yeah, the
White
pieces are ugly, but white is still pawn up and not easy to.
Okay, let's imagine the
Sure.
king on b3. If the king comes to b3, then there is rook d3, right? So it's difficult to break through. Like, even though positionally black is so much better, but it's very difficult to convert into something. Finally, rook g1. At least white is activating. He's trying to activate the rook. Okay, now it's a different position. Let me try to refresh the board because the rook is already on h6. I will try to get. Here we go. Okay, that's the current position. Very fast. Hard to understand what's going on, but at least black managed to create a passer, a passed pawn. That's important in endgames.
Yeah, but still draw, yeah?
I want to see the
whatever happens is still a draw.
So.
Okay, rook b4.
Estimate the view.
Okay, but now rook b4 and a3.
And the b2 is the b2 is hanging.
Yeah.
No.
Bishop c1, a3.
Okay, so no draw.
But still draw. I think.
Yeah, you like you're talking like the engine.
But now white should be careful. White should be careful. Maybe
I knew it.
Rook h6 first, yes, and then maybe at some point b3, rook takes b3, king a2, and
okay, some precision is required.
yeah, some accurate moves are to be made by white.
It's very hard, and white is playing under 5 seconds, right? So 5-10 seconds all the time.
So do black. Does black as well? Huh?
Well, black has 27. So more
okay.
than 5. Okay, now a takes b2 and rook a4. How is white holding? Rook b5. So a takes b2, rook d5 was the idea. And then we were here playing rook
b3. b3 is finally played, eh?
But I think a takes b2 still needed to be played, no? Why? Okay, anyway, we just watch. Sometimes it's too difficult to understand why one decision is taken and not the other, because everything is going so fast and it's on seconds and
you see, it's still draw. Whatever, yeah.
Okay, you don't believe in miracles.
Yeah.
Hard reality of
This
life.
is a defensive game.
Okay.
So you need to make many mistakes, to lose.
Sometimes one is enough.
Okay, well, sometimes one is enough, but one blunder is enough, yes. But
what is it, rook bit? Okay, it's just a draw. Okay, now I agree.
Just draw proposal. Let's put it this way.
Okay. Well, it was quite a tense and interesting, yeah.
Very interesting game, yeah. Okay, 3.5.
2.5. Yeah.
3.5 half point.
Yeah, let's see if we have the result, just the results or not yet. Do we know the schedule? It's every 1 hour, right?
Yeah, so the next game is supposed to start at 4.
Okay, but let's
PM.
check. We don't have the results yet, but I suppose as we've mentioned, the rating favorites won like most
easily, yeah.
Well, yeah, won most of their matches or all of their matches. It just depends, like the score 4-0, 3.5, or maybe even 3-1. But still, I expect the rating favorites to be on the top. I mean, do not lose any match points at this particular round. If there is an upset, we're gonna let you know. And the second round is going to start at 4. So we should be back, I think, in about 10 minutes. We'll make a pause now and we'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yeah, stay with us.
chess moves. Smart. Free eSIM, smarter. At GlobalCell, we believe in empowering connection on and off the chessboard. That's why we've partnered with the European Chess Union to bring you a gift as strategic as the game itself. A free eSIM with 100 megabytes of data. Staying connected has never been this simple. Just scan the QR code, install your eSIM, and enjoy seamless global connectivity. GlobalCell supports over 190 countries. GlobalCell and the European Chess Union, a checkmate for connectivity. eSIM, smarter. At Global Cell, we believe in empowering connection on and off the chessboard. That's why we've partnered with the European Chess Union to bring you a gift as strategic as the game itself, a free eSIM with 100 megabytes of data. Staying connected has never been this simple. Just scan the QR code, install your eSIM, and enjoy seamless global connectivity. Global Cell supports over 190 countries. Global Cell and the European Chess Union, a checkmate for connectivity.
So we are back. And
the second round is about to start. Maybe it started.
You can see the pairings for the second round in your screen. So as predicted, the favorite teams won easily or relatively easily all the matches. So all the favorite teams are on the top of the pairings, which means that they won their matches. And
we don't see the board pairings.
The board pairings we cannot see yet.
But we can see the teams that won, right, in the first round. So, yes, Pavel said it was Greca, Global Ramblings, Agrofert, all those favorites. The fourth team, well, we haven't really discussed the Agrofert team yet because we talked only about Greca and Global Ramblers. We can have a look at this team as well. Composition, yeah, of the team. Yes, so if we just press Agrofert, yeah, we can have a look. That's an interesting team. Are they starting? Let me see. Okay, let me. Voila. Okay, so number one is Greco, 2400. Number 3 team, Global Rumble is 2330. Agrofert is 2321 with Veselin Topalov leading the team. I haven't seen him in the action yet. But okay, there are 2 grandmasters, right?
Yeah, team is 2 grandmasters. The other one is Krasimir Rusev. He's a little bit below 2400. This is definitely the team that will fight for top places. So the team number 4 is Radia from Norway.
From Denmark.
From Denmark. Oh, sorry. Led by Mats Andersson and having 2 international masters.
1 grandmaster and 2 international masters.
Yes. So the games are about to start now.
Yeah, as you can see on the screens, actually they are started. So let's see if we have, I'm going to try to refresh the boards and see the games. I don't see them yet.
There's a little
delay, right?
Yeah, probably fair play delay,
Mm-hmm.
which is quite normal practice on professional tournaments nowadays.
Mm-hmm. I will wait. I will try to reload my page and see. Okay. Yes, so I have it. Let me try to get it to the screen so you can have it as well. Okay, voila. Okay, good. So let's see. We have another grandmaster encounter in the first match on the first board. Igor Kovalenko is playing a grandmaster from Portugal, Jorge Ferreira. Well, for the moment, the game just started. As we discussed, the time control is 15+5, so it's a pretty slow start compared to what we see in the last seconds. It was another, well, the game started with knight f3, which can indicate many things, but it can indicate the ratio opening, but also, well, in this particular game, it just transposed to the queen's gambit declined, a very classical game. The Carlsbad structure is now on the board, so c takes d5, e takes d5, like the core structure of all those queen's gambits positions. h3, however, not bishop g5, not bishop f4. Okay, some opening nuances. And bishop b4 is played. So black developed the bishop not to e7, not to d6, but to b4. I suppose it's kind of, again, transposing to some other lines and openings. a3. Okay, on your screen, you see the 4th board of this match. The 4th board of this match is Ralph Weyers versus Pavlo Kufturev. Okay, we can have a look like what is happening there. So Pavel is playing for the Greco team, and it was some kind of the French defense. Okay, the wing, well, it's not the wing's gambit, I suppose. Like the wing's gambit, I think, is in the Sicilian, but the gambit continuation. Yeah, I'm even not sure about the name. Do you know the name of this line in the French defense?
No, I'm not sure it has a name.
I'm sure it does. If you go to chess.com, they have very different names. Okay. So anyway, white tried to sacrifice the pawn, but black, rejected this gambit attempt. I mean, no way. They say, no way we're gonna accept this c takes b4, and play d4 himself. Okay, but in that case, the pawn on d4 is not really very well supported. So let's see what happened. Okay. Some quite a fresh position, but I suppose, as always in these pawn structures with the pawn on e5, white is playing for an attack, so they're hoping to see short side castle and then sacrifice on h7, knight g5, queen h5, like this regular stuff, because the pawn on e5, it often helps in creating attacking possibilities. Like it takes under control certain squares, such as a square on f6. So black's knight is not allowed there, and it cannot protect the king's side so safely. But anyway, yeah. So it's quite an interesting creative play from both sides, and it's the board where both teams have the player under 2,000. And we remind you that it's an obligation for each team to have at least one player below a 2,000 rating.
Yes. Let's see what's going on in other boards.
Yeah, so this position is very, very creatively played. It's not a regular, a common French defense position, let's put it this way. Board number 3, I think, in this match is more classical, solid setup. Yes, Grinev versus Margarido. So I suppose Valery Grinev is playing for Greco, right? While Jose Miguel Margarido is playing for
Definitely.
What team? By the way, what is the name of the team? Let's have a look. It's not the Portuguese team.
SML. No, that's a Netherlands team.
Although there are some players, right, from Portugal. Okay, anyway, companies can be global and can have people working from different countries if it's not local companies. So Greco ASML1. So I suppose that means that ASML has several teams. Actually,
Yeah,
one,
which
two,
is quite common for these
three.
kind of events. Yeah, the many companies show up with many teams. So if chess is developed within the company, so they have maybe a lot of people willing to participate, and they compose many different teams, which is absolutely fine. It's not prohibited. Okay, so what's going on in this game?
So it was the Nimzo Indian.
Yeah, which is transformed in some
Nimzo Indian was
some Nimzo Indian.
Yes. Okay. Well, it looks like the King's Indian, with the difference that the bishop is on b4, not on g7, no?
It's a big difference. Yeah, so
really?
obviously it's not.
Okay.
We cannot say it's that was I was about to say, but then I realized that bishop on b4, and this is not Indian.
The worsened version of the King's Indian, no? It's
different.
It's better placed on
it is
g7.
different. It's hard to say, but the problem with bishop on b4 that at one point it will be given for knight, otherwise it will get trapped. So for instance, if white just played bishop d2, which is perfectly fine, but if he played a3, black would be forced to give his bishop, to exchange his give, to trade his bishop against knight, which is sort of the it's kind of thing we try to avoid, yeah.
But when you play bishop before, it's like saying A, and like bishop takes c3 is always like comes as a, you know, as a continuation of your plan. Like your plan is to eliminate this knight, yes, to exchange it for the bishop, but this knight supports the pawn on e4. And when we eliminate it, like it's harder to protect the pawn, or at least black hopes so.
Well, you will not probably go deep into the details of on the nuances of Nimzo. Yeah, if you give this bishop up, you're expected to get something in exchange. So in this particular position, I cannot understand what black is gaining in exchange, because it's just, I mean, yeah.
Well, they're not taking on c3 just yet. Probably black wants to play knight c5 now.
Yeah, but bishop d2 was well, sort of suspicious for me. I would just take this bishop as soon as possible.
Playing a3, yes.
a3, yes.
Okay.
And now maybe white will not be in time to.
Well, knight c5, I suppose bishop g5, yes, is the idea or not. Or
yeah, but then why bishop d2
and
was
capture on
played?
c3 and probably capture on e4 and so on and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know, yes, but well, quite a complicated game. Like it's quite tense, and tactical complications may start pretty soon.
Okay, what's going on board 1?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have moves from board 2, so there's kind of hiccup. On board 1, like this grandmaster encounter that we've briefly touched upon. So it was this Carlsbad structure, but then the bishop was developed to b4, and a3, white kind of forced it to capture on c3. Well, it was not the only way, but after playing bishop before, it's common after a3 to capture on c3. Even though you exchange a bishop for a knight, like in return, black hopes to be able, right, to put some pressure onto weaknesses that were created by this exchange. So e3, queen a5, bishop d2, c4. And also, you know, when I was growing up, like I remember that we were told that it's usually a bad idea to play c4 for black or c5 in similar situations for white, as it kind of releases, it takes away the pressures that you have with the pawn on c5 onto the central pawn, and you kind of release this tension and let white open the road to play, like, and prepare play e4. While nowadays, it's not that, I mean, nowadays it's vice versa. It's considered to be a good idea to play c4 and c5.
Okay, it's all double-edged. c4 takes more space advantage for black, but you're absolutely right. So black should think about eventual counterplay. So it releases the tension in the center. So white is about to think how to play against this center. So either with preparing b3, but the pawn is not on b2 anymore, so there is no possibility for white to play b3, or e4, but e4 does not seem realistic in this position either. So in this particular position, I would say that c4 makes a lot of sense. So its advantages are still there, so the space advantage is obvious, and white cannot create an immediate counterplay in the center with e4 or by any other means. So it makes sense. It doesn't mean that it's good. It makes sense.
Okay, so why decide?
So it depends how quickly white will create a counterplay. So how quickly white will manage to regroup his pieces and create and prepare e4 or any other counterplay. So to be add to this point, so c4 is closing center. So it avoids any massive exchange in the center, which also theoretically good for black because white has a pair of pieces, a pair of bishops, sorry, and pair of bishops are particularly dangerous when the center and when the position, the center and the board generally is open. So
white needs to
closing the
take
position,
c4.
yeah. So it's one more additional reason to close the center with c4. So c4 seems fine to me.
Okay,
in this
so
particular position.
many moves have been made after during our discussion of the pawn structure. Queen went to b4 and then went further to b5. So the white's queen is very active, and well, it looks a little bit slow to me because we see that black castled, and now they are getting ready to start probably some pawns movement.
Yeah, but in general, black has a very simple plan. So he needs to push b5, knight b6, knight a5. So yeah, white should prevent it somehow. That's what Igor is doing actually. a4 seems to be forced here. Otherwise, black would play bishop a6, b5, knight b6, knight a4. It's very simple play.
Okay, so a4 was played to stop black from doing all those moves easily, like b5, knight b6, knight a4, but black did play b5 nevertheless, like immediately. And the idea is that after a takes b5, black's idea was to play rook f to b8. That's the current position of this game, pinning the pawn. And yeah, he is going to take on b5 on the next move.
Castle. Okay, bishop takes or rook takes. I would take black on this position actually because white bishops are not impressive at the moment, and black has more space. Well, optically, black seems to be absolutely fine, even more than fine, I would say.
That's okay. I can see what white would like to try to do, right? It's still, yeah, queen c2, bishop c1, knight d2, and somehow prepare and break through in the center by playing f3, e4. It looks very slow, yes.
It is, yeah.
But at the same time, what black is going to do with all this time?
What is the black's plan? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, maybe move a4.
Okay, bishop a1, bishop c1.
Put the rook on b3 somehow.
I have knight d2 there.
Okay, I don't maybe really care about exchange here, but still,
something.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe even rook b3.
Okay, but here I can take probably. I don't know, but it can get very, very complicated.
But I don't know. Maybe even c takes b3.
C takes b3.
Not sure. Yeah.
That's okay. Anyway.
Okay, the position is quite complicated. Yeah, I cannot say that white is bad because there is no clear-cut plan for black in this position, but somehow black should be at least fine. Yeah. So can we see now the game 2 of this match?
Game 2. We can also discuss. No, the game 2 is still
unavailable.
But we can discuss the second match because it's Leonard 1 against Global Ramblers, and it's another Grandmaster encounter. Like in this particular team. Oops, some games have probably finished. That's why they moved. Anyway, so second match, game 1, board 1. Is Jean-Marc Degrave, the French Grandmaster, against Gleb Dudin. Gleb is representing Hungary, right? Yes.
Yeah.
He started to represent it a few years ago. And okay, so e4, c5, knight f3, d6, c3. It's not quite the Alapin, but the idea is the same, like main idea is to prepare d4 and with the idea to recapture on d4 with a pawn.
Yeah, and to get a total control over the center.
Yes.
Of course, black should not allow white to achieve this goal, so he's supposed to play like knight f6 attacking e4 pawn.
Although, after bishop e2...
Yeah, the capture, immediate capture is not possible, but d4 is not possible anymore, which is also important. So our idea is to prevent d4. Yeah, black should, yeah.
Okay, so yeah,
g6.
it's all about the center. I mean, it's the center is very important in chess, as in many other sport games as well. But in chess, often the game is built up around the center, about controlling it. And well, white did manage to play d4. And black, as we can see, tried to stop white's pawns by blockading it, playing e5. A lot of exchanges. a4 trying to blockade the pawns on the queen side by playing a5. Black is not allowing that, playing b6 himself. Okay, so bishop g5 and then bishop takes f6, which is not that obvious to me, but okay, the d5 square is the key square according to white's point of view. He wants to get his knight to d5 by first, the bishop has actually happened in the game.
That looks very good for white, actually. Looks very good.
Quite an interesting way to play. Black has a pair of bishops.
Yeah, the position, the center is not open, so there is no enough space, particularly for dark square bishop. So he looks very stupid at the moment, and probably this is his destiny. Actually, it's not hard to improve significantly his position. So white has very nice, very important square on d5 for his pieces, for bishop, eventually for the knight. Knight can come here later on. So optically, white is probably much better. So do we have this evaluation bar?
We do have. Well,
I mean, is it? Yeah, but not on the screen. Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, we do have it. Yeah, we have it here.
Doesn't work.
It does. It's maybe no. Maybe I switch. I have to have the engine running, and I don't. If I start it, probably it's gonna. Maybe it's gonna. I'm not sure how to make it work. Right. When the engine is running, it's working, the eval bar. But unfortunately, I can see the lines and anyway, yeah. So it's slightly better for white,
but not that much. Yeah, apparently not that much. So black's position remains very solid.
A lot of exchanges still, but
that's surprising that white exchanged a pair of rooks. I would try to avoid it if it was possible. I don't know, maybe it was not.
Why?
Somehow I feel like my rooks are more active than black's rook on b6. Or maybe if in exchanging, maybe rook a8, trying to get into his 8th rank at least.
But probably it's important to notice that black has transferred his bishop from f6, which, yes, his destiny looked very sad, to c5, where it's not so sad anymore. Like it can capture on e3 at any moment. And okay, well, the position. Oops, no, I don't think that rook a4 was played. That's the current position. Rook a5, rook c8, rook a6. The position might be about equal, but the time difference is like enormous, 10 minutes versus 3 minutes. And even though, as we already mentioned, 5 seconds is getting added every time player moves, but like playing under time pressure is never easy. And like taking into account a slightly better position, or at least more comfortable position to play, and the time difference, then like it's already.
You can conclude that black is under certain pressure. Yeah?
White is probably preparing f4 at some point. Do we want to play f4, or it kind of opens up the position?
f4 or f3, g4. I don't know what is the best way to proceed.
So we need to choose a plan, right? White needs to choose a plan.
Yeah, how to break through. So his pieces are very well placed, but we need to break through somehow.
Okay, well, black is taking his time. and it's fading away on the clocks, like 2 minutes. I would be very worried.
Okay, let's see what's going on
Another board.
another boards. Yeah?
Interesting. We got this question in the chat during the first round about female players participating. And as I've said, there are quite a few. And here we see a women's encounter. So Anna Moa playing against Olga Badelka. Well, Olga is a very strong player. She switched and started representing Austria recently, but now she's playing for the Global Rumblers team, right? So one of the favorites, teams that's rated #2. And it was some kind of a long theoretical line. The
Sveshnikov, one of the Sveshnikov critical lines,
but without the knight on f6, so knight c4 and
yeah,
without the 5.
Mm-hmm.
So white, black allowed white to play knight c4. They didn't stop it from coming to c4, so white used this fact. And yeah, the structure is still like from this Sveshnikov variation, but white usually should be better. Since their pieces were allowed to get to the central square so easily. And okay, let's see what's going on right now. Okay, a lot of exchanges and pawn structures changes. And it's never easy, at least for me, to understand when it's a good idea to let black capture on d5 and recapture with the pawn, and when it's not such a good idea.
No, usually white try to avoid it.
Yes, exactly.
To keep the total control under our d5 pawn and leave d6 pawn delayed as long as it's possible. But here, yeah, I think black has a very comfortable play now.
Yes. And the knight is coming to e5, and those pawns, they can become quite dangerous if black protects on e4 and plays f4 at certain moment. To take or not to take, now the question. To exchange the queens or not to exchange the queens. A chess game is often a series of exchanges. And nothing seems to be happening but exchanges, but one side for some reason is getting better and the other is getting worse. And yeah, this mastery of exchanges is very essential thing to become a good chess player, and it's very hard to explain sometimes and to understand why one exchange is good and the other is bad. Okay, sometimes it's obvious, but in this particular case,
it's quite an essential aspect of game of chess, a strategical aspect. So the top players feel very well when the exchange shall be done, could be done, or it's better to avoid any exchanges. So for less experienced player, it's always a big problem.
So in this particular case, did you like the queen's exchange on e3?
I would prefer to keep the exchange, the queens on the board if I was black. But the problem is to avoid exchange, you need to lose a lot of time.
Yeah,
so if queen goes somewhere, then the rook can penetrate on 7 ranks, and it's not obvious. So strategically, I would prefer to keep the queens on the board, but concretely, so it takes a lot of resources, and probably objectively taken on e3 is the right decision.
Okay, well, the knight is heading to c4 now, trying to attack those weaknesses.
White has a lot of problem with her pawn structure nowadays. So many weak pawns like e3, d5, b2, and black at any moment can push b4 and create more weaknesses. So this is the main problem in white's position now.
So black is pressing pretty comfortably, right?
Yes, b4 is on the board. Yeah, and so one more weakness will be probably created. And also, yeah, black rooks are getting more and more active.
So white is in trouble.
Yeah, How big this trouble is, hard to say, but definitely black is pushing.
And okay, so if we try to evaluate the other two boards, so the second board, well, white has an extra queen, right? Unless they blunder a checkmate in one, they should not. It should be a winning position. Like, okay, some technical problems.
Big advantage, yeah.
Yeah.
Big advantage for
Material advantage.
white. So let's summarize what
And Alexandra Matros is playing for
global rumblers.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So global rumblers, they're now pressing and almost winning on board 2 and 4. Oh, 2 and 3, I'm sorry. On board 4, however, Denis Belunov, who is playing for the global rumblers, are in trouble. Well, not quite. What? How many pawns? Oh, a pawn down. He is a pawn down. Okay, let's calculate the pawns and the pieces. The pieces are equal. The pawns. He is a pawn down, and white has very good perspectives on like around the king on the king side, like such as rook g8, knight f3, f5 ideas are in the air. Okay, rook takes d3 is good. Probably because white cannot recapture back with the pawn.
Yeah, knight was hanging. Maybe just rook h7, rook g7.
Interesting.
Getting the rook in action and taking the control over the open line. Okay, black opts for another option, just proposing queen's exchange. So globally, queen's exchange, as any exchange in this position when you have an extra material, is a good idea, so it should not be very bad decision. But the only thing that I don't like with this one, that after exchange, black can take control over d file. So
White.
d1, white can take, yes.
So yeah, so that's what's happening actually. Yeah, you see that the rook.
But maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe it's temporary.
A pawn is forever, right? But
yeah,
control over the d file is
yes,
temporary.
king c8.
With
Okay,
the
black is still much better. The pawn up, and also some of other white pawns are very weak. So c2, a4, they're isolated and will be probably attacked quite soon.
Black's plan is simple: c6, b5. I mean,
Also,
create a
yes.
pawn and just promote it because this bishop on h4, it's too far away.
So the income of this match is not obvious for the moment, yes, because
quite.
And what happens on the first board?
Oh,
and Jean-Marc is just pushing.
He's winning, actually. Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not that obvious. Not that obvious.
Well, the king gets to c5 now.
King is going to c5, definitely.
And I see the well bar,
but
which makes it.
Yeah, which makes it easier, which makes evaluation easier. Yes. Yes. I understand, but optically it's not that.
But look at the time difference: 7 minutes versus 10 seconds.
Okay.
I mean, taking into consideration all those facts, and the fact number 1 is the engine evaluation, makes the grandmasters evaluate the position correctly. Yes. So e5. And now, yeah, after f takes e5, f takes e5, king e6 is not possible, I think, due to bishop d5.
Yeah, probably the pawn endgame should be lost after.
But still bishop d5, I think. Okay.
Bishop e3.
Okay, king c5 is a threat. After king b6, bishop d5 can be played already without any calculations. And yeah, so king c5 should be played, I think.
Okay. Bishop b5 pawn will drop at some point. Yes, there's king c5, then bishop d3, and black is about to lose this pawn, and then the game.
Okay, so
we are not sure if
an upset might
be. If Ramblers are going to win this match.
For the
it seems like that should be drawn. Yes, there are.
Sure if Beatrice would be able to convert it, although I mean she has quite an advantage. I mean, if she does, if she wins this game, then the score looks like it might be 2-2 easily. Like c6 now. Yes, exactly, forcing the rook to capture on d8.
Impressive game by Black, by the way. So
By Beatrice, yeah.
yeah, all the best move I made since we are following this game. So an e4 pawn is in danger, yes.
You see that f3 is made, but
To
it's
put it
mildly,
mildly, yeah, but f3 is just desperate.
yeah, probably bishop takes g5.
But f takes and b5 is just creating b5.
Good, and yeah, we can see actually.
But any move moves, but b5 is very impressive, by the way. I don't know this
Beatrice,
player, but
we can have a look at her age, but
she plays very well this game.
yes, did. And from what team she's? Maybe she's a young Leonard. Maybe she's a young French player. Yeah, because she looks. I mean, it looks like. Yeah, she won. Hey, good job. I mean, very impressive. Quite a victory and quite a significant victory for her team, because we saw that on board 2 and 3, the Leonard players were losing, while yeah, it seems that they won on boards 1 and 4. Well, for the moment, board 3 is still in action, and Moa is struggling, like against Olga Badelka, and we expect Olga to convert her advantage into a full point. So, okay, the position is still, it looks still complicated, like rook a2, rook a8 ideas with some perpetual checks possibilities. So some precision is required. Exactly. So of course rook a2, but I think just Black can make something like h6, some small prophylactical move, and then I'm not sure if rook e4 is enough to win. But okay, now we see that Olga decided to go forward. Because after rook a8, king f7, rook a7, apparently king e8, and she thinks that those checks will not trouble her much. Because after rook a8, king e7.
Black will mate first.
Okay, good. So, good calculation. And, but nevertheless, I mean, Leonard is leading for the moment, right? 2-1. Because they won on board 1 and they won on board 4. They lost on board 2.
Yeah, it seems to be 2-1 in Leonard's favor. Yeah, that's true.
Yes, and yes, it's okay. We'll try. Probably it's easier to follow on the other side because here it's by the teams. Maybe, yeah. Keep, yeah, and we can have a look, but not at all. Okay. Oh, we have some. What about match number 1? So it's the first upset, like quite a big upset, right? Because Global Rumblers were rating favorites, but the the match ended in a draw. Yes, Olga won and resigned. And let's get back to board number 1 in the first match.
Match number 1 is also very tight, actually. So 2 games ended in a draw
already.
Board 3 and 4. And 2 other games are still on the way. The position in both of them are very unclear.
I see. Now I managed to find a way for me to see all the games that ended as well, because it was like when they were...
Unfortunately, we still cannot see the game number 2.
Unfortunately, no moves. Yeah, some kind of a technical hiccup. We see, but there is no game, because I see on the video, but that something happened. Maybe.
Oh. Maybe one of the players didn't show up. Yeah,
maybe
I can conclude that it was the Netherlands player.
Probably. Well, that makes
ML.
That makes task of the Greco team easier, right?
Right.
So, but anyway, let's have a look at the games that's going on between Kovalenko and Ferreira. Quite a complicated game. We paid a lot of attention to this game at the beginning, and we were talking about the bad bishops, and remember this bishop on d2 was bad, but now it's excellent.
It's on b4. So, but position is still unclear, very unclear. So, and it's played on seconds. Oh, yeah, takes knight b5.
some concrete decisions, but like
It's creating a pass pawn, very, very dangerous pass pawn for white. So
sure on a4, but then probably knight takes d4 is black's idea, right?
probably, but rook e1, yeah, that was my concern. So rook is getting into action. Oh, what happens? Rook
Well,
e7 maybe, or
rook
what?
e7, yes. I think
Rook e7.
It seems that knight takes b4 was
Yeah, but now queen takes b5 and c takes b4 should be absolutely winning for white.
fails, yeah.
But okay, there are still some passed pawn on the boards, but yeah, maybe. And rook e6, yeah, game seems to be over. Maybe queen h4 check.
There is one check.
Yeah, but then f5 is hanging. If knife,
Maybe a3. Let's try the last chance, or c3 or whatever. Yeah, on seconds it might work because rook takes d6 perpetually.
there are no checks. Yeah, so queen takes and then c.
Don't you see?
Rook. Oh,
Yeah, it's a draw. Yeah, it's a draw. No, not queen f2. Of course, he played queen e1, but okay.
And then it's just a draw.
Okay, so he blundered. Did he blunder or he decided to secure the result? We're still not sure about the overall result of the match because like the board 2 was not playing. Like either one of the players did not show up or
some technical issues. Yes, but
yeah, I don't know.
According to the video we had, so just one player didn't show up. So perhaps Greco team won the match.
Perhaps, but we know that the board match number 2 versus Leonard and Global Ramblers ended in a draw. So it was 2-2, quite a fight from the Leonard team. And do we have some other results? Let's have a look because, well, the round 2 is coming to its end. You see that there are fewer and fewer players that are left in the playing hall. Unfortunately, we have only 2 matches live. And we can only analyze and go over the games played on the first in the first 2 matches, but these were quite tense matches. I mean,
yeah, both of them. So the real fight started already in round 2. So, and I'm pretty sure we will have a lot of excitement moment in the upcoming rounds.
Yeah, probably we should remind our spectators that there are 2 rounds left today.
Yes.
Round number 3 and round number 4.
Yeah. And tomorrow we will start in the morning at 10 in the morning with
bright early.
With morning session consisted of 2 rounds. And at 3 o'clock we'll have 3 more rounds played.
Okay, so today the next round is scheduled to start at 5 p.m. Central European time, followed by the last round at 6 p.m. And then like the players will need some rest, commentators and organizers as well. And then the morning session, tomorrow will start at 10 a.m. I think, if I'm not mistaken, to round number 5 tomorrow will start at 8 a.m. And of course, as the tournament progresses, like the more and more tension will be felt. And still, even though it's a networking event, we can say it's about discussing chess and business relations and connections, but the European champion title, corporate European champion title is still at stake. So I believe that those teams who brought some force, reinforcement and some grandmasters, they're still very, they're motivated to fight for this title. And I expect many more tense matches in the rounds that are coming up.
Yeah. So I think it's a good time to have a little break. And we'll be back in 5-7 minutes for the 3rd round of the European Corporate Team Championship. Stay with us.
chess moves. Smart. Free eSIM, smarter. At Global Cell, we believe in empowering connection on and off the chessboard. That's why we've partnered with the European Chess Union to bring you a gift as strategic as the game itself. A free eSIM with 100 megabytes of data. Staying connected has never been this simple. Just scan the QR code, install your eSIM, and enjoy seamless global connectivity. Global Cell supports over 190 countries. Global Cell and the European Chess Union. A checkmate for connectivity.
This is a chess. This is a war. Everyone wants to be a winner. But the path to victory is lonely. Chess Robot, the smartest, most advanced AI chess robot. It turns chess into an exciting game of progression. Mastering 25 levels will transform you from a beginner to a grandmaster. Not into level ups, challenge the AI instead. Set the difficulty, make it a breeze, or push it beyond your limits. It's incredibly smart, just like a max-level human. Equipped with a camera like an eye, Chess Robot combines advanced algorithms to capture every change on the chessboard and accurately pick up pieces with its robotic arm. Access the Planet Alliance function to connect and play chess online with friends from all over the world. Here you will find players of all skill levels. Flip the board and play as white. The candidate to get started. New to chess? We've got a better way. Chess Robot offers a variety of learning methods to help you improve. As you can see, Chess Robot provides various learning modules, including chess courses, AI practice, class game review, and off-book play. You'll level up your skills in no time. Let's start the endgame practice, featuring 145 carefully selected classic endgames. Now you have a greater chance to become a winner. This is Chess Robot. Today, chess all in AI.
Hello? Hello, we're ready. Yeah, you can already switch us to the stream back. Here we are. I think we're live again. Hard to understand, but hopefully we are. And round number 3 is about to start. What can we say about round number 2? There were many interesting results.
Yeah, some unexpected results, I would say. Some of team favorites lost first points. So Global Rumblers drew its match against Leonard 2-2. And so Agrofert did against Dole team. So we still have Greco with 100% result, winning both its matches, as well as some other teams. But this is quite a surprise to see that some leading teams losing points in the second round, which is very, very unusual.
Well, it's unusual for high level, yes, event, but here, as we already mentioned, like the rating doesn't always reflect the real power behind the players. And we see some players who are not active in rated tournaments for some reason anymore, but they do play online a lot, and probably inside their own companies they do play. They have tournaments, maybe not rated, but just, friendly tournaments. And somehow, yes, how many teams are in now sharing like the lead after 2 rounds with perfect score?
10 teams with perfect score. And Greco will face Probit SP team from Poland in the third round, which is about to start right now.
Yes. It's going to start and we're going to see them, but for the moment we see the players are getting ready. And so on the first board, it's Probit, Poland team versus Greco. And on the second board, like second match, is a Danish team Radia versus Google DeepMind. Quite an interesting also matchup.
We will talk a bit more about the team of DeepMind a little bit later, but now we can mention that the Probit team, which plays against Greco, the favorite of the event, has also one grandmaster in the team, Dimitrios Mastavalis from Greece, and Jolanta Zawadzka, is strong female player.
A women's grandmaster.
Women grandmaster, play a lot for Polish national women team in many occasions. So this match will not be simple for Greco team. I'm pretty sure that there will be a big fight in this match.
And the games have started, so
just started.
Yes,
let's start with this match, and the top match, and the first board.
Yeah, we can have a look at the first board. Another grandmaster encounter on the first board, when we will be able to. Yeah, here. No, we don't see it yet. Yes, here we are. Now we see it. So it's Dimitrios Mastravasilis versus Igor Kovalenko. So Poland versus Ukraine. And it's a Sicilian battle. E4, C5, knight F3, E6, C4, knight C6, D4, C takes D4, knight takes D4, knight F6. So far, still quite a long theoretical line. Knight C3, yes. So bishop B4 probably can be expected. So here as well, we talked about the significance, bishop C5, okay. Significance of the center, and we see that this game is no exception. It's also all about the center. So the white is trying to put the pressure, like they managed to put both pawns E4 and C4.
On the fourth rank, yeah.
On the fourth rank, and if black plays passively, these pawns, will help white get some
space advantage
and put some pressure and create further threats. That's why black is playing actively. Yeah, I offered bishop b4. I suggested bishop b4. Bishop c5 was played instead. And it's also like attacking the knight in the center. Now white has to decide what to do with this knight. Any suggestions?
Okay, bishop knight takes c6 would improve black's pawn structure, but save time for white. While
Well,
knight b3 or knight c2 would lose tempers, and yes, and it's not clear what. It's always the question in this kind of situation, what is more important. So finally, Dimitrius opted for knight c6, right?
Yes, white decided the time is the most important factor here. And white captured on c6.
And the question could be asked what black is thinking about.
But I think, yeah, d takes c6 is not a good decision. Like this endgame that happens after queen takes d8, king takes d8 is in white's favor.
Should be, yes, the black will be uncastled, but what then you will ask what you would ask what black is thinking about.
Queen
I think
b6 is
queen b6 is an option, I think.
But okay, a piece is a piece. 95, I am not really aware of those theoretical complications. Like bishop takes f2 is not really a checkmate, no?
It is not, yeah. So that's why I think black will end up by taking b takes c6 simply.
Okay, we can, while black is taking time, we can have a look at other boards. Like we have, on the second board, we have Roman Diktirov playing Jolanta Zawadzka. It was the Spanish, the Ruy Lopez. This tenets, or whatever, it's advanced tenets variation. C3, bishop d7, d4. Yeah, it looks rather passive, but it's become pretty. It's in fashion somehow nowadays. A lot of players opt for it. It used to be considered pretty inferior. I mean, quite a passive line to play for black, but nowadays more and more players for some reason opt for this line with black pieces. The game, if white plays d5, often resembles the King's Indian setups, with the big difference, an important one, that the white's light squared bishops are exchanged. But okay, there are other options. D takes c5 is one of them. I don't see why. I don't know why we have the names of the players. Yeah, so it got away. Good. Okay. For some reason, yeah, we have the names of the players on the screen. On all four boards. So yeah, we see that Mastrovac, Silis, Kovalenko, Diktirov, Zawadzka, Miroslav, Grinev, Kufterev, Yankovic. That's the setup, but yeah, I think it's more interesting to see the faces now and the boards. Okay, so d takes c5, knight takes c5. Some exchanges are coming up. What can we say about this position? White is taking his time, for sure.
I don't know what should be played with white here.
Well, but I don't think d takes c5 is like the best way for white to proceed if we're talking about fighting for advantage. Like it's clearly like indicating that white is not ready to close the center and play d5 for several, like there might be different reasons. And d takes c5 usually simplifies the game quite a lot. Black finishes development by bishop g7, the castle, and well, the position is about equal.
Yeah, it looks less ambitious than
unless white plays f4 here or something like.
Well, bishop. I'm thinking about bishop g5. What can be played with bishop g5?
The same question. Probably bishop takes a4 is the idea.
Yeah.
I don't know. Or bishop g7. I mean, those positions, they look very unpleasant for black, but somehow they always manage to unfold. Well, not always, but often despite the fact that it seems that they are like falling behind in development. I'm not really a good theoretical expert in this, yes, setups for black. Bishop g7 looks logical, but again, like I would ask myself, especially in a repertoire blitz game, what is going to happen after f4? Are you not afraid of the spin? Or is it like h6 or something? But h6, I would take on e5. And then I would take on f6 and I would take on d7. Like, and so what is black going to do against?
Maybe he has to capture on a4, queen takes a4, queen d7.
Wait, on a4? Not b5, queen d7.
Queen d7, I would say.
Yeah, unpinning the knight.
Unpinning the knight, yeah.
And okay, if I take, you take with the knight, I suppose, and I play a5. This bishop on g7.
Not many pieces left on the board, so yeah, I will survive it somehow, I think.
You believe in draws.
Yeah.
Defense, yeah.
Yeah, I believe in defensive resources in chess.
Okay.
f6, bishop will go back at to f8 at some point, maybe.
Okay. Well, still, like visually, it's so much.
Optically, it's
Yeah.
slightly better for white, which is probably true, but nothing serious.
Okay. Okay.
But f4 is not played yet.
Bishop
yeah?
b3. Bishop b3 was played. So white decided not to exchange, not to let black take on a4 and exchange more pieces. Okay, castle.
And if I was white, I would try to avoid h6 somehow.
Like queen c1 or
like queen c1 maybe.
Okay. Okay, so
but then it's not clear how to develop the knight anyway. No, maybe knight d2 is a simple way to proceed. Okay, white is still slightly better because of more active position of his pieces. So bishop g7 is ugly. So Alexandra just mentioned that d takes e5 is not the most ambitious way to proceed for white. But in these particular positions, when bishop is on g7, so it makes certain sense because the bishop remains on g7 for a long time, and that's not exactly what black is looking forward when putting its bishop on g7. Having e5 pawn just in front of it, in front of the bishop is not something very funny.
Well, again, we can compare it to a King's Indian defense where black plays e5, offering, like suggesting white to close the center and go for a big fight on the opposite side. Well, d takes e5 is not the most ambitious way to continue. It might be quite unpleasant, at least psychologically, for King's Indian player.
Absolutely, this is the reason. Yeah, because for the same reason, bishop on g7 is, you don't feel like very excited with the bishop on g7. But for King's Indian, there's a bit difference, but because at least in exchange, black gets d4 square, yes. Here is not the case. Okay, queen e2, just protecting e4 pawn.
Okay, quite a quiet game so far. More pleasant.
White is slightly better. Let's switch to other games.
No reason that white is playing so slowly. It's already like half.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's quite.
Why? I think black just knows the theoretical line and plays faster because Yolanda, well, she's
very experienced
player, and she I think should be ready theoretically. But okay, let's move on. Yes, indeed.
Let's switch to bot 3. So we have here
another Sicilian with knight f3 e6 and some kind of a Taimanov. G6. Wow. E6, A6, G6.
Yeah.
Looks quite.
I would call it brave.
Yes, let's put it this way. Courageous. Yes. So, checkers way to set up pawns at least. But okay.
Well, we should explain to our viewers that this kind of pawn setup is quite risky because it weaken immensely black squares, and if white finds a way to get use of it, it could be dangerous. But it's not obvious how to do it.
Well, of course, black is going to play d6
Yeah,
sooner or later, right? And but okay, g6, bishop g7 like looks very, very optimistic for black. Oops, that's the current position. So let's see how the game continued. White tried to develop the pieces, while black d6 was not the plan. d5 was their intention. And then e5, my God, very bravely. Knight b3 also, actually, we're heading to the same kind of structure with the bishop on g7 and the pawn on e5. Bishop c5. The knight on b1 is kind of stuck there a little bit. So that's why it managed to develop it via c3.
Finally, wow.
And knight d5 was just played. Now we need to understand what's going to happen. The rook is hanging. So if I capture, there is the rook.
So now the question is, what is more important? Black's strong center or white active pieces?
Knight went to b6. By the way, the idea is to capture this rook. After rook b8, bishop d6 is coming up.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that white is winning material, no?
It does. It does mean. Then you will probably ask me if this is the end of the game. I would say no. So bishop e6, maybe bishop takes a.
d84. I like the ideas.
Oh yeah, that is another interesting idea. Yeah, absolutely.
But the problem is that after e4, I'm going to capture on b8.
No, the bishop c8. I don't want to exchange bishop c8. So maybe bishop e6 first.
But then I'm gonna take.
Yeah, you're gonna
take.
And
I'll play knight c5 probably.
Oh,
I'm trying to get this bishop anyway.
Bad news. Yeah.
So I'm afraid black needs like to go all in, to play e4, and then after bishop b8, maybe just ignore the fact that this bishop on b8 and just try to complicate
matters.
The game. Okay, it doesn't look as enough compensation to my eyes, but well, at least like there is this tactical tension, and white will need to prove it with concrete moves in order to convert it later into a full point. But the game is just starting, and white somehow, even though it looked after this d5 move here, d5, it looked as black solved most of his opening problems, but then like it's probably too ambitious, like over ambitiously.
No, of course, yeah. If you, yeah, I think white was too slow, so c3 was a very very strange move.
Yeah.
So bishop e3 could be played instead. So this c3 is absolutely not necessary move.
Well, anyway, yes, somehow probably.
Yeah, but what? Yeah, doesn't matter. So what's going on now?
Well, now this crazy position is on the board.
I think the rook on b8 should be taken now.
Of course. You mean that like if the bishop just retreats to e2 and like bishop e2, is it a possibility for white? If white doesn't want to get into those complications after bishop b8, rook d8. If I play bishop
but
e2.
then rook d8, rook d8 and
you have g5.
White is getting pinned.
Okay. Anyway, quite a complicated position. That's game number 3, and let's have a look at game number 4 of this match, of the first board match. d4, knight f6, London system, quite a fashionable also nowadays. c5, yeah, d takes c5, and black just ignored the fact that the pawn has been taken. They didn't try to win it back by queen a5 or attacking it immediately. But okay, well, that means that white has an extra pawn on the board. However, yeah, some concrete, again, stuff started happening on the board. g5 was played. Bishop e5. Okay. Like,
Oh.
Knight d4. Wow,
Oh.
very beautiful move. So let's try to evaluate whether it's as effective as it's effective and strong, or just effective.
Efficient.
Effective and efficient. Anyway, knight d4, e takes d4. Well, I suppose queen to h5.
Queen to h5 was definitely the idea.
So white sacrificed the piece.
Oh, to me it seems like a bit too much.
It was not really
Oh,
forced.
yeah. Queen takes d4 is the idea. Oh, queen takes d4, but
okay,
then
white
it's
is
fine.
stronger than those two grandmasters commentating. Okay, well spotted. I mean, the rook is on h8.
And so it seems like rook g8 should be played, then knight f6,
then.
king f7, knight takes g8, probably.
Move? I mean, I'm still impressed. Knight d4.
Very interesting. So white is supposed to calculate a lot of things here. This move cannot be made just by hand, yeah. So the precise calculations is required. Very interesting, at least. I'm not sure Black's reacted what was perfect. Maybe.
Yes, I like the reaction. You know why? Because knight f6 now is coming, but then king f7, knight g8, bishop g7 is the idea, and another rook is.
Oh, bishop g7. Nice.
Yes, I mean.
No. Actually, the queen is hanging. So,
well, I mean, when the queen.
No. It's hanging. Bishop just.
Sorry, I didn't even see. Yeah.
So okay. So white should play bishop c6 at some point. So before knight f6 check. So yeah, this is the way to proceed. So yeah, and now bishop g7 on this line. Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, white did not play bishop c6. Probably have forgot. The same way as I did.
And then
he forgot about the fact that the queen is hanging, because after king f7, the knight is unpinned.
Yeah, it's too late now to take, because queen f6 and black is just piece up. Yeah,
that's a pity. After such a beautiful move, I mean, it was not like necessary.
It was not. It was not absolutely required. No.
Quite interesting. Yeah, it looks quite good for white. I mean, this position. And it's quite understandable that the player tried to, to prove it, like with this beautiful knight d4 idea, which is far from obvious, but looked very impressive. Yes, but indeed, bishop takes c6 had to be included before giving a check. And then I have no clue what would be the evaluation of all those complications.
Knight h6, maybe.
Queen d3?
Knight h6, maybe.
Yeah, knight h6, I was thinking about that. Yeah, but then I can just, just ignore the fact that it's here. And still try to capture. As that's
Queen d3 then, maybe.
Queen d3, I thought.
Immediately, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
If
bishop captures on a1.
Yeah, take with a check, and I have knight h6. I don't know. I'm still a piece down, right, with white. I mean, it doesn't look as enough to me.
Oh, maybe not bishop g7, maybe just king f8.
Yeah, even though. So, I mean, knight g4 looked very beautiful, but maybe it was not strong at all.
But now black is just, I mean,
so now it's
up.
Game over, basically. And, okay, fortunately, yes, so we'll see. Let us see the evaluation of this position. Yeah, indeed, it was completely winning, like +2, engine says, even with the moves like 92.
Yeah, but
okay, 93 is also.
Black king is sort of exposed, so white was looking for
quite understandable.
For the way to explore it immediately, and just
sometimes patience is the key to success, right?
Right.
So yeah, knight g3 probably was a better way to prove the point. Then it's very strong, right? Then the d file is open, there is no king d7, and like it looks powerful. Well, knight d4 indeed looked very beautiful, but it just doesn't work. It's just too slow, and yeah. Black is winning here, so it's a bad news for the Greco team, but let's have a look. Let's get back to the first board. Like, what do we have here? So black did capture with a d pawn here. So they let white get into the sand game. Probably with the bishop on c5, it's a slightly better version than with the bishop on b4 for some reason.
So
because you see,
say, oh,
bishop e5, bishop f2, maybe.
Nice tactics.
Yeah, maybe there are some kind of.
So the bishop f4 is a mistake then, yeah. So just white.
Not really. Probably like nothing better. Black is playing e5 anyway. The next move.
So white cannot prevent e5. Okay, then it's quite unclear indeed.
And now we have the following position. No, not bishop e5, but bishop d4, of course.
Index h2, yeah. That's not.
Knight takes h2.
Yeah, knight takes h2. Yeah.
And what's going on?
Oh, it looks very, very clear. Optically, once again, white is slightly better because of what? Thanks to the better development.
Is it really 2 versus 7? 2 minutes versus 7?
It is quite possible. Igor Kovalenko is a very, very quick player. So he's known by... Oh, rook f2, somehow I don't like very much.
Yeah, rook d1 like looked more natural. But
I think bishop should be taken. Should be given for knight now.
Bishop takes g4.
Yeah, otherwise knight will go to e5 where he would be very well placed.
Yeah, I like bishop takes g4, and probably e5.
Probably e5. Yeah, trying to get knight to the play and get use of dark squares. Or more or less equal position, I would say. Okay, let's see what's going on in another match. And this second match.
Yeah, so this match is pretty tense.
Round 3. Yeah,
it's pretty tense for the moment. Like I would say that it's equal on board 1 and 2, or like equal fight. Then lost completely on board 4 for Greco, but black is pushing on board 3. Greco is pushing on board 3. So match number 2 is this Danish company. The name of the company is, we need time to it's not Radia versus Google DeepMind. Okay, let's have a look. As we've already discussed, Danish team has a grandmaster on the board 1, Anderson Mats, and he is playing against Kumaran Darshan. The pawn on d5 is hanging, but now white is in check. And I suppose after king a1, black wants to get rid of this pawn by playing d4. So that's why, and then possibly knight b4 in case of c takes d4. That's why white decided to exchange the queens quite understandably. Okay, of course, not rook e3 and rook e2 was played. Rook f1. And now the question is what to do with this pawn. I suppose a knight e5. I was expecting d4 for some reason, but okay, knight e5 is a great move because the idea behind it is to go to c4, like in case of rook takes d5, and that's what I think will be happening. Knight c4 will be played. It's Grandmaster Kumaran Darshan 2500. I'm not sure how many grandmasters are in the world today.
Oh,
do you know? Like they are
no, like approximately maybe more than 1,000. Definitely maybe 1,500. Something like
okay,
this.
but clearly I don't know all of them, and this name of Kumaran Darshan is a new name for me. But nevertheless, it's a grandmaster rated over 2,500 and definitely like playing pretty It's a very concrete play because, again, if black just allows white to put pressure on d5 or capture on d5 for free, it's going to be a free extra pawn. So black has to be active, has to create threats. And, well, now is a question, like, okay, after knight e3, it's also quite a move. I like this move a lot because it eliminated the most active piece, a black's piece in the position. Like it forced black to capture on e3 because the knight otherwise was hanging. I'm thinking maybe knight a5, I don't know. Okay, anyway. And now, okay, the pawn is hanging on d5 and knight g4 was played, not knight c4 for some reason.
Because knight g4 is attacking 2 pawns.
Oh, was knight c4?
Or also, yes.
Also,
yeah, it's hard to say.
Hard to say, but now, yeah, we need to like calculate all those lines with bishop takes d5, and after knight takes e3, in case of knight takes e3, bishop takes f7, check, and then like rook f3, so an extra pawn. So it seems as white is.
Oh, it may be slightly better, but nothing special.
Again, defensive resources.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so like the first game is very tense, with white is slightly pressing, but okay, black having some counter chances. Time is better for black for the moment. What is going on in the second board?
Oh, by the way, talking about this match, we should probably mention that for Google DeepMind, Demis Hassabis is playing. Not in this round, not in this match, but he played the first 2 games. He won both of them. And when we talk about Demis Hassabis, is worldwide known scientist and founder of this company and Nobel Prize winner and
Quite a mind.
Yeah, and
deep mind, indeed. Yes,
exactly. And a chess world known even more by his artificial intelligence creature AlphaZero. So, of course, we'll be following him closely during this event. And if you have occasion to have him here with us, it would be a real pleasure.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, getting back to the match, well, on the second board, the player from Aaron Cohen, is a player from the Danish, is it? No, the player from DeepMind.
DeepMind, yeah. Playing against Rasmus Kitte.
And pressing very hard. White is...
yeah.
But okay, we're getting, I mean, not we, but the players are getting into this final stage of the game, like time trouble. And even if one side has a big advantage, it's not the end of the world, right? It still will be decided on seconds. And clearly here, despite all the positional problems or like chess problems, black is ahead in time, and the position is still quite like complicated and tense.
Oh, absolutely. The position is quite complex. So white should go for some concrete lines, because if black managed to exchange some pieces, that he would be probably fine. For example, if rook goes somewhere, the bishop takes e3, b takes e3, maybe bishop takes f3, and it's absolutely not clear who is better. But maybe knight g5 is a critical move here.
Maybe, but
okay.
rook g4.
Rook g4. Yeah, okay, but now
But now black is start exchanging, right?
Yes. And why black is worse after exchanging everything?
Well,
c3 and f3. No, maybe after bishop c3. Once again, maybe some tricks with knight g5 or bishop takes h7 or something are possible. Otherwise, I cannot see why it is better. So I think.
But they are not after rook g4. That's
okay. There are no. But what was the move to be played?
Maybe
knight g5. Knight g5 was my No, neither. So it's not obvious at all. So sometimes computer says the white is
95.
better.
95.
95, yes.
Yes. Okay, anyway, now it's all about nerves and being able to play well on seconds under time pressure. Let's on move. However, there are two games that have already been finished in this match. Like on board number 3, the player from Danish team won.
Yes, and then
It's 1-1, right?
yeah, and both fourth one was win for the English team.
Yeah.
So so yeah, this overall score is just 1-1, and on optically this position is better for black now.
Yeah.
I don't know, by the way, why engine evaluates it as equal.
Probably see some tricks, but for
yeah, maybe it's a matter of tricks, because otherwise, from human point of view, black is clearly better.
It's not possible to capture because of bishop takes h7, so kind of balancing, but looks very bad. I agree.
Yeah, the pawn structure is very bad.
Still, queen takes e3 is not possible.
Yeah.
Due to bishop takes h7. I'm not sure. Queen takes h4 is probably also not a great idea because of king g2, rook h1, and suddenly, you know, in this kind of lapping structures, this pawn is often sacrificed. So it's quite understandable that black just neglected the fact that
king
the
h5, king h8, h5. Okay.
So it's going to be quite a tense finish. 1-1 for the moment. The score, his current score in this match, and I'm keeping an eye on this on the first board. Black is pushing quite okay, it's quite complicated endgame right now. But here, what's going on? Do we understand? Okay, black captured the pawn. I mean, it looks very bad for white. It looks very bad. But somehow the evaluation is not that bad yet, which is hard to understand. Maybe rook h1 needed to be played, no? What is white going to do versus this king h4, king h2 plan? Just
indeed, queen h4 is very tempting. Okay, let's see what's going on in other boards.
Well, there's just one board.
In this match, yeah?
Yes, in this match, and some crazy stuff is going on. Also on well, white is playing on seconds. Black is pushing very hard, but this pin is quite annoying. Also here, we remind you that it's grandmaster versus grandmaster, so quite a serious business in action taking place. So for the moment, as I can see it, chances look more promising for the Danish team, but it might, the tables might turn very fast in this time scramble. And on the second board, I would bet on the players from
Danish team.
Yes. While here, anything can happen. I mean, Black's king was very active a few moves ago, but it seems that white, despite the fact that he's running very low on time, he managed somehow to, to push it back. This pin seems to be very annoying. I mean, black cannot unpin easily. And like the c4, c5 constant threats, and
here white is pushing hard.
Yeah. So probably it's going to be a very nice, smooth finish. Yeah, and the way board 2 is over, right? So black managed to win. And now it seems that white is winning as well. So it seems that
Radia will be winning in this match 3-1. So at least they're very close to it. So let's switch to match 1.
To match 1, it's 1-1 as well. In match 1, with two first boards still in action, playing on seconds, like Master Vasilis Kovalenko. Quite a complicated endgame. Okay, might be equal, but since the A pawn,
it's hard to say who is better.
Bishop e6 and then...
Well, usually in this position, bishop is stronger than knight. Okay, bishop b7.
in order not to let this pawn.
Or maybe in order to prevent knight coming to e4 at d6, I don't know. So okay, should be
fine.
draw. That should be
Yeah,
draw.
I know your evaluation, but
Yeah.
by this
Always
I don't know.
draw.
Yeah, well, yes, a lot of defensive.
So the match will be decided on board 2. Let's see what's going on board 2.
But okay, is it still a draw? I still believe that indecisive results. I mean, but yeah, it looks a little bit drawish, but the knight is a tricky creature. I mean, when you're in time pressure. Okay, should be a draw. Anyway, and then, Roman Degtyaryov, he managed to.
Oh,
he's winning.
now he's just winning the piece.
So
yeah.
he did win. Okay, that's a very important score for his team because it means that thanks to this point,
Yeah, Greco will probably win this match.
Yeah, +1. So yes, the Master Vasilis Kovalenko, they agreed on a draw, and thanks to the endgame technique of the player on the second board, because it was some kind of, well, it was not here. No, it was not an endgame. The queens were on the board. But yeah, somehow black lost the pawn, the c5 pawn. Anyway, white managed somehow to get this extra pawn and then convert it into a full point. Little by little. Knight d8. Nice. Winning second pawn. So it's +1 victory for the Greco team. So the Greco team continues to lead the event. And the team from let's say, because unfortunately the commentators don't know the names of the whole team yet, but it's like for me. So Greco won against ProBeat and Radi in a very like close match, but did manage to get 3-1 score versus Google DeepMind. Unfortunately, we don't know the results in match 3, 4, and 5 yet. We see that some games are still being played. Before this round, as we said, there were 10 teams with the perfect score. Now there's going to be fewer teams.
Well, maximum 5, but maybe less.
Maybe less, and that means that, well, the fourth round, the last round for today, promises us even more close matches.
Yeah, that's it's nice to see that the very tight matches happened already happening in early rounds. So the even more exciting matches are expected on the later stages of the event.
Definitely.
So we still have one round to go today. So please stay with us. We'll be back after the short break.
Yes, at 6 p.m. Central European Time is the scheduled beginning of the final round today. But we might get a little delay. Nevertheless, we'll be happy to see you very soon. So stay tuned and see you for round number 4.
Chess moves. Smart. Free eSIM. Smarter. At Global Cell, we believe in empowering connection on and off the chessboard. That's why we've partnered with the European Chess Union, as strategic as the game itself. A free eSIM with 100 megabytes of data. Staying connected has never been this simple. Just scan the QR code, install your eSIM, and enjoy seamless global connectivity. Global Cell supports over 190 countries. Global Cell and the European Chess Union, a checkmate for connectivity.
This is a chess. This is a war. Everyone wants to be a winner. But the path to victory is lonely. Chess Robot, the smartest, most advanced AI chess robot. It turns chess into an exciting game of progression. Mastering 25 levels will transform you from a beginner to a grandmaster. Not into level ups, challenge the AI instead. Set the difficulty, make it a breeze, or push it beyond your limits. He's incredibly smart, just like a max-level human. Equipped with a camera like an eye, Chess Robot combines advanced algorithms to capture every change on the chessboard and accurately pick up pieces with its robotic arm. Access the Planet Alliance function to connect and play chess online with friends from all over the world. Here you will find players of all skill levels. Flip the board and play as white. The candidate to get started. New to chess? We've got a better way. Chess Robot offers a variety of learning methods to help you improve. As you can see, Chess Robot provides various learning modules, including chess courses, AI practice, class game review, and off-book play. You'll level up your skills in no time. Let's start the endgame practice, featuring 145 carefully selected classic endgames. Now you have a greater chance to become a winner. This is Chess Robot. Today, chess all in AI.
Welcome back. Round number 4 at the European Corporate Chess Championship 2025 in Asnières-sur-Seine is about to start. And we have 5 teams leading the event.
Perfect scorer.
Yes, so far. So these teams are playing each other. And we see that the players are getting ready. It's the final round for today, round number 4. And after this round, well, teams, the players, everyone involved in this competition will have a small break to rest, freshen up, and be ready for the final decisive day tomorrow.
So naturally, our focus will be on those 2 matches of the teams with the perfect scores. So let us remind you that the favorite, the highest rated team of the event, Greco from Ukraine, is in the lead, in the joint lead with 4 other teams, and we play on the board 1 against TP Sigman, Swedish team, headed by Grandmaster
Erwin Lamy. Yes.
Erwin Lamy, right, from Netherlands. And this team has another Grandmaster, like Selen Brynel, if I remember well.
Brynel Stellan.
Yeah, yeah. So quite a strong team. And let's see if Greco will be able to keep the perfect score after this round. Before the game start, maybe we need to talk about the city where the tournament is taking place. So this is, from chess point of view, is a very remarkable place where the chess is developing extremely well the last I would say 10 years, thanks to the efforts of the mayor of the city, Mr. Manuel Ashman, and his team. So first of all, the Great Chess Club was created, where many French and foreign grandmasters have been invited, and the team is one of the leading team. The Asnières Club team is one of the leader team, and not only in France but in the whole of Europe.
So quite a special place.
Yeah,
yes,
it's quite a special place. So besides, the school program has been developed quite successfully, and many other things, many other chess events have been organized, like celebration of the FIDE 100th century anniversary last year, and many the French. Yes, Rabbit and Blitz, and also French Chess Federation is based in Asnières as well. So headquarters of the French Chess Federation moved to Asnières, I would say, 10 years ago as well.
So a lot of support and a lot of chess,
respect to chess players.
Yes, chess things going on here, and I'm sure we will get a chance to talk more about it. Maybe invite some guests who are involved in this chess movement in Asnières-sur-Seine. But yeah, for now, the games of the 4th round have started, and let's dive into those chess battles. Kovalenko-Lamy, another grandmaster encounter on the first board of the first match. So Greco versus Tepe Sigmund team from Ukraine versus Sweden. E4, C5. Do we see? No, well, no results yet. No results yet. But if we can have a chessboard on the screen, then it will make our life easier. For the moment, for some reason, maybe I'm not sharing. Yeah, let me share the screen. It might.
Might be helpful.
Might be helpful, but okay.
Alapin,
bit.
right?
Not quite the Rosalino, no. The Moscow variation, whatever it's called. The Moscow variation, knight of 3d6. Do we have the board? Yes, okay, we have the correct one. Okay, so bishop b5, check. And then, okay, well, we can say that it kind of transposed to some kind of a Lapin, indeed, but without the light squared bishops on the board. Usually there are bishops on d3, e2, and on c8. They're not present at the board already. That's white, I think, can be happy with the outcome of the opening, because now black is going to capture with this pawn, or after queen takes c6, white is going to capture on c6, b takes c6, and the pawn on c6 will be forever weak. And for the upcoming endgame, it might be, well, it might be an easy target for white to attack at some point. Maybe again, like defensive resources are great, and it's still nothing special, and it's about equal, but visually, it might be like more pleasant for white to play.
Oh, I'm not sure about knight d2 move, so the previous move. White. Well, it's understandable that white is willing to develop his knight as soon as possible, but I would think about c4 move, preventing black knight go to d5 square, and then white knight could be developed on c3 if needed. But okay, whatever. Knight d2, knight d5 is already played, right?
Yes. And we have an endgame. An endgame, so a long game is ahead of us. So meanwhile, we can have a look at the other boards.
Yeah, here I would say that white is slightly better, but of course nothing special.
So board number 2, Stellan Brino versus Roman Difterov. We remember that Roman just brought a very important point in the
previous round,
3 to his team, allowing the team to continue the tournament with the perfect score. And well, we have quite a classical position. Queen's Gambit declined, with black is trying to solve the problem of the light squared bishop, preparing to play c5 at some point. That's, I think, their main strategical goal here in this position. If black manages to play c5, then all his problems probably will be far away. That's why white is trying to put pressure.
Yeah, white should be very active here. Just I think that e4 could be played earlier, like maybe even instead of castling. I'm not great expert at this line, but I would consider e4 seriously before black prepared for c5. White should, in this kind of position, white should try to push e4, e5 as soon as possible to get more space in the center. Because after castle, a6, c5 is already coming. So a4, I'm not sure about a4, to be honest, because b4 can be played now followed by c5 anyway.
Well, maybe knight e4 is the idea.
Yeah, okay, but there are too many exchanges coming, yeah?
Yeah, well, I still believe that if the pawn...
Yeah, the pawn is still on c6, yes.
Oh, okay, maybe here some... And also, like, queen b1, bishop b1, queen d3 ideas, no? Might become unpleasant, like knight f6 and e4, e5.
Okay, still some play, I mean...
Oh, definitely black is not losing. Definitely, I mean... It's just the beginning of the game.
e4 is played, yeah?
Yes.
So, knight e4. Oh, bishop takes c4 immediately.
And you remember that we've talked today a lot about of exchanges and...
But you know what is the reason? Maybe...
Well, he doesn't want to... He wants to eliminate pieces that are controlling this c5 square. like to push them away in order to secure this blockade, this control over. Like after knight f6, for example, knight e4.
Yeah, but maybe there is a tactical reason for that. So I mean, knight e4 immediately maybe was not very good because knight takes, bishop takes c7.
Can c5 be the reason?
Um,
Maybe that's what he, or not.
I was thinking about something different, but
Okay.
yeah. So maybe knight takes c5. I don't know. After c5, what's wrong with knight takes c5?
I don't know. I thought that maybe maybe I can attack the pawn somehow.
Yeah, maybe, but my
Okay, yeah, so your idea?
yeah, my idea was to take knight takes e4, bishop e7, maybe knight f2 intermediate.
Maybe. Yeah, it takes time to understand. Maybe, yes, maybe. Anyway, many moves have
So
been played, yes.
this is probably the explanation of, but for some reason, if white was required to take on f6, for me this is an indication that something is
Not quite.
Yeah, something wrong is going, but I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe nothing is wrong because c5 square is still under control, so black cannot push c5 immediately.
Okay, now white has to decide what to do with this knight, right? Either to play knight c5 or to capture on f6, and then maybe still get to this plan with bishop b1, queen d3. Or it's not really the plan. Like the correct way probably would be like to capture and play positionally, trying to get another knight to c5.
Yeah, I would more think about this plan.
Okay,
Then,
sure.
okay, but then knight d2 maybe is too slow. c5 is
All right,
it's
so
possible, I think. Yeah.
yes. Okay, that's
No,
why I like to play bishop b1 and queen d3. Putting pressure immediately.
No, but why white should take on f6? Why not knight c5?
That's what I'm saying, that white has to decide what to do with this knight. I'm not sure.
Okay, yeah,
Followed by c5.
d7. Maybe exchange sacrifice here. What do you think? Too much, yeah?
Today, right? I saw a very nice exchange sacrifice in the World Cup game. Abdusatorov just neglected the fact. How did he finish, by the way? I think it was a draw.
Yeah,
He
I
had some
think
advantage, but it was a draw at the end.
Finally,
C2.
he drew the game. Okay, yes, something like this.
Okay, it's all about whether black will play c5 or not. So some pressure for white here. Maybe significant pressure. Looking at the eval bar. Well, this one is not moving. But if
No, for some reason I like this rook c8. Maybe black had something better.
97.
Yes, for instance.
See, 97 is quite difficult to make. No, it's like, I mean, you need to be ready for this queen d3. No, or the queen d3 is not really something to be worried about. No, you just play g6 and that's it.
G6, yes.
And you believe him.
No.
Yeah, well, if black doesn't create any threats and c5, black manages to play c5, then yes, all his troubles will be far away.
Okay.
Anyway.
White is pushing this game. Yeah, let's see what's going on.
Game number 3, let's see, because for some reason for me it's not in the right order. Is it green f Eklund? Yes.
Yes.
That's game number 3. What do we have here? Some classical stuff again. Carlsbad line, but with long side castle. Okay, that happens. Double long side castle. That also happens. And an approximately equal position, I suppose. Visually, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a Carlsbad player, so I think it's easier for white to play.
Is it queen c6 a threat?
Queen takes c6. Aha. But then f6, knight g6.
Knight g6, yes.
Maybe.
So black should be careful. But okay, queen c8 should be played, I think.
Queen
Oh, sorry, rook c8, rook c8,
Rook
rook c8, yes.
And if I, if I try to, to
Yeah,
double
the
the
typical
rook.
plan, yeah, rook c3, rook c1, easy to play with white. Knight on h5 is misplaced, so it will require some time to get to bring it back.
King a8 was played. King
King
a8.
a8, yeah.
But okay, still, like the king, if it gets to a8 and I bring my rook to a3.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I like white's position, very easy to play. Maybe even to gain a tempo, or maybe, oh no, sorry, it doesn't work. I was thinking about bishop e2, forcing knight to move, and then rook d3 directly, but then bishop
to move. I wanted to stay on h5. So, excuse me, you were saying bishop
yeah,
e2?
no, you're right, yes. Knight f6, rook d3, bishop f5, bishop f5.
Ah, okay. Okay, so see idea. Yeah, but again, I didn't want to spend time to improve the position of the knight. Let it stay on h5. I mean, it will still need to go to f6, right?
Right,
That's
anyway,
why to give my time to let it happen. So white is pushing here on time, like on clock, on the board. So Greco team can expect to have a good result on this board. And board number 4, it's this board of below 2,000 players. Let me find it.
Sigmund Kufterev.
Yes. Well, according to Grandmaster Kosteniuk, white has an extra queen. For a bishop and a rook, that might give enough compensation. The king is exposed, so it's pretty open, the position. But
black has not enough attacking resources.
time, I would say. Unfortunately, like the bishop is under attack now. And black doesn't have time to play rook d2.
Oh, of course. If
yeah. Imagine the same position with the rook with the bishop on a8, for example, not hanging, or with the pawn on f5, it would be just in black's favor. No? Well, imagine there's this extra pawn on f5 and black playing rook d2.
Still rook d1. It's not clear if black.
Okay, rook c2.
Rook c2 is more precise. Yes,
because rook d1 is the key idea here.
Oh, of course, if black managed to put both his rook on the second rank, he would be fine, but at least fine, yeah, maybe even better. But yeah, the problem is that he has not this time.
Well, time is a problem, yes.
Yeah, and then if white will manage to exchange one pair of rooks, he would be immediately much better.
Yes, indeed. So, okay, even though Greco team is pressing on board number 3, here team from Sweden can expect a good result. So far it's like 1-1, and then on board number 2, the position is also in the favor of this Swedish team. Well, okay, at least I believe so. At least it looks this way. Like,
yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's a matter of if black is able to push c5, right? So
if I play rook c2 now.
Rook c2, yes, for example.
5c5, is it possible? Then the pawn on a6 is hanging. I mean, so it looks very, like it doesn't look very concrete, very tactical, but in fact it's all about whether black will play c5 or not. And
right.
if black doesn't, then
yeah, but it seems like white is just in time to stop c5. Maybe even rook c1 is definitely an option, and another option is king e1, king d3. Yes.
And actually,
oh, king e1 is not a move. Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Sorry, but board number 4, black just resigned.
Oh,
He was too upset to see this extra queen on the board. Let's see what happened there. I mean, why he was so upset?
so what happened? Yeah. So he missed bishop e4 at some point, or what?
Yeah, bishop e4 he missed.
So
Like the
rook
position.
c8. Yeah, the position was fine. Yeah. So he needed just to move his queen somewhere.
I
Yeah.
forgot that the bishop is pinned and bishop e4 is a threat.
Bishop e4 was a threat. Yeah.
And he was so disappointed. Well, rightly so, of course, but still, it's never too late to resign. And the king is still quite weak. And the problem for black is that rook d1 is coming up. That's the main problem. But okay. Unfortunately, resigning doesn't really help black a lot in this position. And Swedish team is leading 1-0. Team was the Sigmund team. And what else? What else? So this match is pretty tense, and for the moment, chances for the Tepe Sigmund team look much better.
Oh, okay. On both 3, they're struggling.
Yeah,
struggling hard. Maybe already. Maybe even white has got a decisive advantage already.
Yeah, well, it looks as a one-way.
Yeah, maybe knight x e6, just winning on the spot.
Or rook a3 first, followed by knight x e6.
Yeah, or followed by bishop takes a6. It depends what. Yeah. And now knight x, yes.
Looks very good for white indeed.
So then it's not that clear.
Yeah, if it's like it might change. Let's see the second match. We haven't discussed it yet. Who is playing there? It's like the French team of, what is the name of the team?
Enidis, if I remember well.
Enidis versus is the team from
Redia.
Denmark.
Yeah, Redia.
Okay.
Let us remind you that Redia is the team that managed to upset one of the favorites in the previous round.
Redia is seeded number 4 of the.
Yeah, but still they beat the team seeded 2, right?
Wasn't it Google Mind?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. Google DeepMind. I love it.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
It's so good for the team from Denmark. And they're playing against the French team. So you see, it's like the number 1 seeded team is playing against number 6 seeded team, I think, and number 7 seeded team playing against number 4 seeded team. So quite close matchups. And board number 1, Augustin Roy is playing against Mats Anderson. Let's see, well, quite a close position. Looks very, very equal, I would say.
Yeah.
Very solid from both sides, with a close center and similar material situation, like queen and 2 knights versus queen and 2 knights.
So white has a bit more space, but with not many pieces remaining on the board, it doesn't really matter. Looks very drawish. Yeah,
okay, despite the fact that white has time advantage, 10 versus 4, but it's not that significant. And again, the position is closed. I expect it to be a draw. So let's move on to board number 2, where the position is much more complicated. Okay, we have our the father. The father is Rasmus Skitter. Okay, we have the whole group of supporters for the team now, because we're commentating live, like next to the playing hall, and spectators can watch the games unfolding with us and root for their teams and favorite players. So what do we have here? White is pressing.
Yes, against the young French international master, Thomas Dionisi.
It was a very complicated opening line. As defense was d5, like a very complicated.
Well, that's theoretically.
Yeah, it's a very long theoretical battle. Like usually it's like the main move bishop b5 and like tons and tons and tons of theory. But d3, do you know this move?
Not really. I'm not sure if I have ever seen it.
Home preparation. Yeah, home preparation. Well, quite a possibility for white. And apparently, well, after this exchange, I'm not sure what is the main move for.
Oh, capturing on c4 looks very natural to me.
Okay.
It's very hard to resist when you
Because
can.
h6, e4 can also be considered, no? Like
Yes,
knight f3.
yes, knight f3, e4, like, yeah, another option. But then if knight goes somewhere, then
Where? That
anyway you want to take on c4 or not.
I don't know. It depends on the knight's move.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that
indeed, yeah.
grandmasters need to do their homework and to study this theoretical line. But anyway, white should be happy with the outcome of the opening, it seems. Those two pawns, central pawns, are still on the board.
You keep an extra pawn, yes, and just there is no visible compensation for that.
And also white managed to put quite a pressure on the king side while castling long. And yes, still an extra pawn on the board, right? Okay, that's the current position. The time is about equal, 5:20 for 4:45.
White pieces are more active, so black has an issue with the knight on his h7.
So knight f6, like the moves that I would consider, of course, if I were black.
Yeah, and white's king is also safer.
Yes.
So everything speaks on white's advantage.
And I think that's the problem. No, it's not. Queen takes f4, sorry. Queen takes f4, so white has to be careful. Queen takes f4, followed by bishop g5.
Yeah, nice trick.
Yeah, nice trick.
Nice trick.
Because it looks like, but maybe, I mean, white can just simply, continue building up the pressure over the g file.
Knight f6 was already played. Yeah, so this is on the.
No,
not yet,
It's,
yeah.
Well, it's like, it looks quite natural, right, to move this knight away. No,
It is.
actually, bishop takes d4 was played, but then I'd like to ask, so white doesn't care about being a pawn down. Black thought that white's attack is so unpleasant that despite the fact that they're a pawn down, they kind of accept this fact and think that getting into an endgame is a lesser evil here than like struggling under this pressure.
Yeah, which is not obvious to me.
Yes, quite a questionable decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because now white probably should be happy to exchange on e5.
Yeah, and convert into very pleasant endgame.
Yeah, and try to create a passed pawn on the d file.
Yes, maybe c5 or d6 immediately. Okay, white is pushing.
But f5 is a threat, though.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
why knight
f5,
b3?
yeah.
I would still just to put it in.
Or maybe d6. I don't know. D6 would it work or not? No.
5, you want to play d7.
This d takes c7 was my idea.
Wow,
But I'm not
beautiful.
sure if it works.
It is. Oh, look.
How?
Take.
Rook e8.
You take.
Rook takes. Rook goes somewhere and h takes g4.
I play knight f7, knight d8.
But then, yeah, okay. Yeah.
So the only move is rook a8.
H takes
But
g4.
then, yeah.
H takes g4.
Okay.
And c8 is coming, yeah.
And we managed to win. Okay. Well, black will not be. And white played knight c5, which is
But then b6, that I was not sure about it.
That's why I wanted to play knight c3. To take this square under control, to remove this knight from this hanging position, and yeah, prepare c5, d6. But okay, knight c5.
But knight c5 is also fine. Knight will go to d3, so b6 should be played, I think. But then knight d3 and
d2, and then rook d2. Yes, probably. I think. Anyway, an extra pawn for white.
An extra pawn, yeah, right. And the knight is still on h7, so
it's gonna get there, but the question is just whether white will be able to convert it into a full point, or it's not going to be enough and the game will be.
You know what I like after rook e3, or after rook e2, c5.
Interesting. And if I capture, you just
rook c4, yes.
Nice. Just ruining the structure, black structure.
And getting rook back to the
beautiful rook transfer. I like it so much when a rook is being transferred via the horizontal lines. We're used to it being transferred via vertical lines, but in horizontal lines, it looks so beautiful. It's like rook a3, rook g3, and here rook g4, rook c4. Yeah, I always enjoy those maneuvers a lot. So yeah, rook e2 is on the board. I'm not sure what white's next move will look like, but we can briefly check upon two other boards in this match. So board number 3, Laurent Maquet versus Philippe Olsen. Another endgame, and well, is the position correct? No, I think rook c2 was
Rook
complicated.
c2, definitely, yeah,
Not
was the
rook
last
e3.
black move, and black is more than fine.
Yeah, this is a rook on c2 there. It's better than with the rook on c3 for sure. The pawns are very weak, right? And how many pawns? Equal number of pawns, but then f5, king f6, king e5 might, yeah, be.
But one pawn will probably drop, yeah?
I mean, after rook d2, yes.
Okay, yes, rook d2 is still there. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, but then, yeah, this very unpleasant endgame with a lot of weaknesses.
But white won here. So that's it. The team from Denmark, as I can see from our.
Yeah. So Reddy is leading in this match 1-0 for the moment. And all in all, doing great, I think. So maybe. Okay, let's see what's going on the first board. This is the only hope for the French team, I think.
Yeah, but white managed to do some progress.
Yes.
I'm sure that the draw will be like
the most expected result, but
exactly. Yeah. But something went wrong for black. I mean, white managed to get to black's camp via the queen's side of the board.
Oh, actually, that's a good illustration. What is the space advantage? So knight landed on e6 finally, yeah. So well, I didn't think, to be honest, that the space advantage, that what I say previously, mattered a lot in this particular position. But still, even when the material is very limited, it could matter. And knight on e6, thanks to the pawn d5, so is a big problem for black now.
I was just checking because the val bar was like very high in white's favor, and white didn't dare to capture here because probably they didn't see what to do after knight takes e4. I tried to capture on b6, but apparently just a blunder. Never forget about your king.
White should be careful, yes.
Yeah, so maybe like here something like queen a7 is very strong, almost forcing black to exchange the queens, and if they do, then probably white creates a passed pawn.
Maybe b5, a4, a5, something like that. Yeah.
So maybe knight g5. Maybe knight g5 is winning. Yeah,
knight g5 and
okay,
then
some complications. Yes. So you see, like it's a lot of transposition,
yeah.
And white didn't dare to capture,
which is absolutely understandable. A lot of precise calculations are required here. So this is not at all an easy decision. And from the human perspective, giving up the pawn e4 is something very risky. It's not about the pawn; it's about activating all black pieces.
Indeed, and black is struggling with the time on his clock, like 15 seconds. So yes, the player gets 5 seconds every time he makes a move, but still, you know, white is going to move back and forth. Now, white player protected the pawn on e4.
Queen b1, for example, looks very annoying.
Yeah, queen a4 now is going to to be played.
Yeah.
But then, okay, it might still be a draw. Because once the queen goes to a4, black will play queen b6, heading to b1 with counter chances.
I think that opening b file was a mistake.
Oh, you think so?
White, yes, because now black would always have this counterplay related to the big position of white's king. So maybe white should, think about bringing the king to the queen side now. This is only hope. Yes, yes.
Or to the
Okay,
center.
and what's going on other boards? Let's see board 2, please.
Board 2, this like something is going on, definitely. Like, why didn't I think play c5? They didn't.
Yeah, they went for
Rook
rook
d2.
d2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
quite.
which is also understandable.
And they try. I mean, they were getting ready to play c5 while some tactical like some tension started happening, but maybe not that much tension. I mean, just a lot of pawns hanging on the board. It's hard to understand what's going on. That's the current position. Okay, I think that's quite
seems absolutely winning for white. Yeah? So the huge material advantage on the queen side should be decisive. So 3 pawns and versus 1 first of all, and black is obviously not in time with creating any counterplay on the king side.
Yeah, and if black captures, then a4, b5.
That's absolutely winning position. Okay. And on board 3.
Yeah, also.
Yeah, red is also pushing. So this knight endgame seems to be absolutely winning for black.
Yeah, so it looks very promising for the team from Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they're going to win and they're going to continue, be one of the co-leaders of the event. And let's get back probably to the match on the first table.
On the first table, the top match between Greco and
Sigma.
Yeah, Tepe Sigma. So one more game ended in 5 over. One more game is over, and
it's 1-1, right?
Now, yes, the score is 1-1 after this game. So Valery Gridnev beat Joel Eklund, and yeah, the match is to be decided on the first 2 boards now.
So that's board number 1. A grandmaster encounter between Igor Kovalenko and Erwin Lamy. Quite a tense endgame with a passed pawn on the A file for white, which might give white an edge in case the rooks are exchanged. For example, it will be a huge edge, but for the moment, it's difficult to advance this pawn. And black has some time advantage, small time advantage as well. So the position should be about equal, right?
Should be about equal, yes.
King d7, I don't know, king c6.
White pawns are quite weak. And board 2, let's see what's...
Board 2 is another endgame, so it's all about endgames. And white is pushing here, right?
Yeah, but white has dominating knight, dominating over black's bishop, so black bishop is condemned to defend the a5 pawn.
e5.
And if white has a chance to get with his king to c5, then the game will be probably over. So what about just taking on f5 now?
93.
Yeah.
Heading where? Trying to capture on f5 and knight d5.
Forcing the capture with...
And the draw has been agreed.
Where?
Here. They just agreed on a draw, probably 93, and they agreed on a draw.
That's
strange decision. But probably white didn't see how to break through, but nevertheless, looked very promising. Anyway, now it's like a draw, 1.5 to 1.5, and everything will be decided on the first board. Yeah, sometimes, you know, nobody feels a player better than himself. I mean, sometimes it can be like this draw offer can be the reason that it just feels that the brain like stops functioning for some reason. He starts noticing some mistakes in calculations
because of time travel, because of tension,
because of the fatigue, like round number 4.
Yeah, fourth game. Yeah, it should be said also that playing 4 rapid games per day is quite challenging, physically challenging. So that can explain some mistakes in the end of the day.
And black is winning now here. Board number 1, like has a significant material advantage.
Oh, yes.
2 pawns. Okay, white still has some chances to save the game. But
Objectively, it should be just decisive advantage. 2 pawns up. F4 looks very.
E5. Yeah, I wanted to suggest, but king c7, right? Anyway.
Yeah, king c7 followed by rook e3 anyway.
Yeah, 4 with a threat to play rook e3 and win the knight. Looked nice, but okay, bishop f4 is played with. I wanted to say with the same threat, but not really.
But what? Yeah, what about
e6?
rook e6? That was the point.
And you see the players. Oh, rook b8. Yeah.
Oh, what a blunder! Oh,
Yes.
such a.
Yes, that happens. I mean,
Such
the
a great
fatigue.
player.
That's
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Fatigue,
yeah, absolutely.
and you see the teammates from Sweden, from the Tepe Sigmund team, congratulating his their leader.
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
And thanks to this game, Tepe Sigmund is winning this match, 2.5 against 1.5. And
if we get back to the match on board number on the second tables, I think the team from Denmark already secured a victory since they're leading 3-0, and now just a question of honor whether Augustin Roy will be able to
break through in this position, yeah,
to bring at least some points to his team. And white is pushing clearly.
Well, optically, it seems like white has chances. Evaluation bar doesn't confirm this hypothesis, but from human perspective, it seems like white has some chances.
The problem is it's pawn on e4, right?
E4, yeah, so maybe knight should go back to e6, knight f6, knight g5, but then black king will be right in time to protect a5 pawn.
I thought so.
This is another possible setup, right? Right. Oh, actually, so maybe white can just, well, has no possibility to break through, yeah?
Maybe knight a8. But okay, then yeah.
Yeah, knight a8 is too much, yes.
Yeah, then the knight will be trapped.
Okay, yes, finally, it seems like a draw.
Fortresses are possible in chess, after all. So black, yeah, so black decided to take this pawn under control and now bringing the kings. They're choosing your setup.
So after round 4, after the first planned day, we'll have most likely 2 leading team with the perfect score, Tepe Sigmund and Redia.
We're not sure about match number 3.
Right, and we are not sure. So the only team that can join these 2 is KPMG Europe. That is facing Agrofert.
A very strong team.
A very strong Agrofert on board 3. So we don't have any, unfortunately, we don't have any information about that match.
Yeah, but it looks like most likely we're gonna see 2 leaders after
2 leading teams, and
yeah, I would say the Scandinavian derby is coming up. The Tepe Sigmund team is most likely going to face the team Redia from Denmark.
Oh, almost for sure.
Yeah, if they're leading the event, of course. Probably Redia will play white in that case on board number 1. So yeah, so for the moment, like all rating favorites at the end, they're not in the lead yet. We see that Greco lost their match now, rated number 1 team. Then the team Global Ramblers, rated number 2, lost already 2 match points, so probably made 2 draws. The team from Bulgaria, Agrofert, rated number 3, lost 1 point, meaning they drew 1 match. Well, it's nothing. 1 point is still nothing. Even 2 points is still okay for the fight for the title. But there are 2 teams who are who are navigating the tournament for the moment with a perfect score, and we'll see now how this game is gonna end, like the final game that we have. Well, and probably there are many more games that are taking place, but just we don't see them being transmitted live. While we can still see White's attempts to break through here, which unfortunately for White doesn't seem to be happening. And I believe that spectators are allowed in this event. So if you're watching it live from somewhere from the Île-de-France region, or even somewhere close to it, you're welcome to pass by tomorrow.
Yeah, to attend this magnificent event. Or join our broadcast tomorrow, starting from 10 a.m.
We have a beautiful area for spectators with a lot of chairs. And so, yeah, you're more than welcome to pass by and participate.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
If you come, you will be allowed to ask questions, and we will be happy to provide our answers.
And yeah, and unfortunately, in order to see the I would like to wrap up with the standings, but unfortunately, in order to have like the standings, we will still need to be live for quite some time, right? So instead, I would just suggest waiting for this game to finish, because actually, if we would get the board back, it's going to be 4-0 for the
what happened actually? White just blundered, yeah, or maybe pushed too hard, so trying to win drawish position.
Yeah, can we get the board back? Yes, perfect. Thank you so much. As you can see, yeah, White pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and something happened, and they just lost the key pawn of the position. The e4 pawn is gone. And now Black is winning, right? King of 7.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. King f2, King f7.
And it seems that actually White resigned. Yeah, quite a loss for the French team, but
yeah, very disappointing indeed. So much that did not seem going this way, but finally it turned out to be a real disaster with 0-4. But I should say that the Danish team looks very, very solid and very well at the moment.
Supported by the they have some supporters who attended our broadcast transmission, and that's always nice to have close
on the spot, yeah.
So fans are here. Team should be the Danish team should be happy to finish the day with a 4-0 with a perfect victory. Nevertheless, I mean, both leaders, I think, can go to rest in good spirits. Leading an event is always a nice deal, even though we all understand there are still 5 rounds to go tomorrow, and everything will be decided tomorrow. But okay, leading after the first day is not bad either.
Absolutely, but the main fight is expected to happen tomorrow. So this is time to end our broadcast for today, I think. Thank you very much for watching us, and please pass by tomorrow at 10 o'clock. The first part of the day will start. So with 2 rounds that we played before the lunch break, and at 3 p.m. the decisive moments of the European Corporate Team Championship will be broadcasted live with us, Alexandra Kosteniuk
and Pavel Tregubov, live from Asnières-sur-Seine. Thanks so much for watching us, and see you all tomorrow. Take care.
Take care. Have a nice evening. Bye.